Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unpredicted Party, the only Middle-earth TTRPG that will finally be answering the question, why didn't they just take the eagle to Mordor? And we are one step closer to answering that question. Around me, I am your lore master, Don Marshall, and around me are my internet friends. Say hi, internet friends.
Hi,
Hello.
internet friends.
So, couple of things to say before we get started. We want to thank for the artwork, Sarah M. Shunky, the battle maps, Lilith the cartographer, and Cullen Vance for the music. The system we are using is the One Ring TTRPG. And we want to give a very special thanks to our sponsor, the Rook and the Raven, for all of your TTRPG note-taking needs, and potentially maybe a few made by a very popular TTRPG company featuring people not unlike ourselves. It's the Daggerheart for Critical Role. It's the fun version of character and role playing and not getting hung up on min-maxing. That's my take anyway. I've watched all of 15 seconds of it. Anyway, you can go to the rookandtheraven.com for all of those things. There. We also want to let you know. Oh, before that, I want to thank my wife. She goes by Nat20Wife on all social media. But before we get to the intro, I do want to give a special thanks and show something off. My apologies to the folks on the podcast. This is a visual medium, but I thought it was important to share beforehand because, as you know, we are having our very first live show at NoCoCon June 8th in Watertown, New York. And what
Can I just say, I
Yeah.
want to interject. Sorry, I know I'm terrible about this. Thing that I'm looking forward to the most so far is being on an airplane with my friend Tori.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. You're gonna have to hold my hand during takeoff, but I'll be fine.
Okay, okay, it's cool. And we're just gonna do like nerd girl stuff the whole time.
Mhm.
It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Okay, sorry, go on.
This is such a great visual for friendship because what we're about to show conveys that. So some of you may remember an artist by the name of Holly Brown who did the first ever character poster for the Unpredicted Party. It looked a little bit like the thing I am about to show on the screen. This is the original Unpredicted Party logo. I had to...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I
Yeah.
don't know if I've ever seen that.
This is very early.
That's early.
Yeah.
I love
It
it.
Yeah. Well, guess what, Charlotte? Now
Shut
you're
up.
in
No,
it.
you didn't. Oh! Oh! I love it.
Huzzah.
Oh, we've lost her.
For those on the
Yeah, Charlotte just
podcast,
walked away.
she's walked
Look.
away, headphones off.
She has the scorn. The scorn is
Mhm.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Brilliant.
My God. Scorning off into the distance.
It's amazing.
Phenomenal.
Oh,
Thank you. I love it.
This is
You're welcome.
amazing.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
I
it
feel
really
like
is.
I feel like Halloween's gonna have to do a hair reveal at some point because I don't think we've ever seen it. It's always with a hood.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's the Master Chief effect. You're never gonna see
Yeah.
Master Chief's face from Halo. You're
True,
never
you're
gonna
just
see
never gonna
Halo's
get-
hair.
No,
Yep.
I mean this is rare to see his face. To be fair, it's usually covered in like.
Yeah.
the-
I didn't want to
Mhm.
completely block your face with like I'm an angry anime character with a
Yeah.
item
Fair.
to make me distinct. Yeah.
That's fair.
But yeah, special thanks to Holly
Oh,
Brown. You can
amazing.
check her
Oh
out,
my
Holly Brown
God.
Designs. I can
Mhm.
zoom in a little bit
Oh, I love
here.
it. Get on in there.
When and where can I get the t-shirt?
Oh, I'm gonna start sending them to you all immediately. Like
Oh,
we can
good.
wear this the
Yes.
day of the con.
Oh,
These are-
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to wear them way before then.
So depending on sort of how I can time this, because we have several merch releases, these are going to be available at NoCoCon for you to buy as posters. And
Yes.
I'm not sure if I can get them shipped out, but we may be able to do canvas prints like on a like black canvas poster to hang, and then like stickers and t-shirts and all of the normal stuff that you buy at the shop. So special thanks to Holly Brown Designs.
Thank you, Holly.
Yeah,
Thank you,
she's
Holly.
fantastic.
I'm
All
getting
right. With all of that out of the way, are we ready to make our way to Gondor and
one. Make my way.
the
Making my way up north.
the
On a
final
ship.
chapter of the Unpredicted Party? Let's go. And welcome back. When we last left off, the players said farewell to yet another recruited ally. A special thanks to our dear friend Trevor. You all successfully, thanks to a lot of clutch Gandalfs, a lot of tender, loving moments involving diamonds and Kitsugi shields, and just really the heart and soul of this show, the power of friendship, convinced the people of Dol Amroth to join your side. You have recruited Southern Gondor. Meanwhile, though, you have also managed to recruit a number of other characters and realms and armies. You have succeeded in helping Arwen recruit the army of the dead as she makes her way, basically clearing Southern Gondor of any foes, and clearing your path. Which brings me to the next portion of this episode, because I often say that there is no way to win a TTRPG. It's a collaborative experience. But sometimes as a lore master, you have to sort of look down and say, they beat all of my challenges. You were not supposed to be able to recruit the army of the dead as easily as you did, and you are going to go with Arwen to, fight through, and there was going to be a whole thing there. But the choices you all made, you've more or less cleared out any difficulty challenge. With one exception, because we ended the episode last with a sea monster.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah, that.
Yeah, him.
What about
as this sea monster approaches, I would like all of you to make awareness checks.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a terrible way to start. Oh God.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like where this is going.
I have had it with these motherfucking sea snakes on this motherfucking boat.
Tori Gandalf, didn't she?
I did.
Once
You
again,
know-
Tori wrecking Don's plans.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect. All
I'm
right.
so sorry.
No. It's totally fine.
I will use
No.
a different die.
Please
No,
don't,
no,
because
no.
it's
This
very
makes us
important.
very,
Don't you dare.
very
As the sea
victorious.
creature comes towards you from so far out, you see Tanel, the girdle, moving towards you in a different direction. Coming towards you from where the sea monster is.
Aleph might see it too. I beat my target
Oh.
number by 10.
Yeah, anybody that
So-
passed
okay.
their awareness check will see the girdle. All right, all
Okay.
4 of you see it.
We should move. We should move.
Anything
Anything at our disposal. We should move.
Okay.
We should go quickly. How many sails does it have, please?
2 sails.
Is there one that is bigger than the other?
Yes.
Okay. So, plan. Halloweth is going to use the Windstone in his armor that was lovingly crafted for him by Biri
Okay.
Years ago.
years ago,
Okay.
which has only just been while you were away, Don. Was revealed to me that it exists. And I was like, oh, I've forgotten about this for a year and not used it once. So this seems like a pretty perfect time to use it
Rook the Raven
for-
is typing.
for a
Oh
specific
shit.
It's
getaway.
like that thing that you hoard in your inventory in
Yeah.
a game that you forget about until the very end.
Mhm.
Man, I
not
could have
know
been
that I
using
had.
that all along.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
feels a lot like I don't want to look back and see how many times it would have really helped things, but nevertheless, it's hopefully gonna help now. He's gonna harness everything. He's gonna use both that plus his magical know-how, or what he has left of it after
Mm.
being nerfed to shit, and he's gonna try and speed this boat. I do not want to fight this thing. I don't. I'm done with fighting monsters.
Oh.
Get us away from this thing fast. Howard's going to concentrate his entire energy and every ounce of will that he is so done with monsters and creatures. And he's going to use this, channel everything, and put a lot of wind in these sails.
Mhm. Okay. As you do so, Halloweth, I would like you to first make me a lore check
Yeah.
for the magic.
Okay.
And is it obvious what he's doing? Does it would we all perceive what is taking place?
Halloweth, you trying to do this subtly so Sangaya doesn't notice, or
No, she can know.
okay,
We're past kind of the being uh surreptitious about
sure.
these things. I think we're all on the same side here. So, okay. Okay, I beat my target number by 10. I got a 21, and I
Oh,
need an 8.
okay, amazing. So here's what I'm actually going to have you do, and this is a little different, but the way I'm designing it
Okay.
makes sense to me. I would like
Okay.
you to please make me an insight check, but add that plus 10.
Okay, sure. Okay, he gets a 28.
A
Adding the 10,
28. Adding that.
adding the
Okay.
10.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Perfect. Um, so in being too short to the number, Halloweth, the wind begins to billow around you and it gains strength and it gains speed. And the rest of you watch as the rest of the pirates begin to start the sails blowing or get the sails going and the ship to start going. I'm going to make a quick insight check for Sangaya.
makes sense.
Okay. The
Ooh,
rest
you
of
know
the
what? I rolled a
pirates,
2 on my D12.
it's all right. The rest of you will notice that the pirates are mostly too busy to notice. And you hear one of them say, "Looks like the wind's in our favor. By Jove, I think you're right." And you would also notice, I'm picturing there's one
All of a
really posh
sudden,
guy. Well, no, because you
from
know how our flag means death. There's
Pembroke
the
Manor.
one, yeah, there's that one posh guy that joins the pirates. And so this is my
Mm.
ode to what's his name? Steed, or is Steed the Blackbeard guy?
Mhm.
Okay,
You talking
cool.
about
He's the
Steve Bonnet?
dandy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
posh British guy that joins the pirates and becomes a hooligan. That's the voice
star of the show?
I don't know anything about the show other than
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Taika.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
I haven't
whoa.
watched it. I haven't watched it.
Yes, yes,
So
yes,
Oh,
yes.
it's
The
so
show,
good.
the show is basically about the adventures of Stede Bonnet, who was a real pirate.
oh,
He was
okay.
he was a gentleman pirate.
That's so
As
fun.
I think most North Carolinians would be able to tell you because we're obsessed with pirates here.
Really? Oh,
Mm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's
We've
so
got a
many
whole
lighthouses.
pirate graveyard thing off the Outer Banks.
that's
A
pretty
lot of
gnarly.
sunken ships out
It's
there.
it's in our education system that we learn about the pirates
The
of North
pirates.
Carolina. I'm not even joking.
Interesting.
Okay.
We
Well,
learn
I've
about
had
our
to write-
lighthouses and the pirates.
I had to write a short, like as a freelance copywriter, I was hired to write a short, fun biography of Stede Bonnet to put on water bottles that they were giving away at like Stede Bonnet Day. And this was like 10 years ago, way before the show. So
This is
There's
incredible.
Day.
There's your North Carolina fun fact, folks.
Da da da
Look
da
at
da
that.
da.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a very long bit to explain that the voice that I use is inspired by that. So take with that what you will. But the rest of you are going to notice that Zach did the thumbs up thing, and because you,
oh yeah, I wonder if
figured
I
out
can do
forgot.
that thing now because I
It's-
I
Oh, yeah.
upgraded to Sonoma. Will it do it now?
it's the Apple products that only
I
show the little
know.
emojis. It's an unfortunate. And Zach's got the fireworks behind him. Anyway, before we're
I've got
here for
mine.
another
Will it do that
5-hour session,
Yeah, sorry.
you are going to notice that Sengaya, Halloweth, you two catch each other's eyes and you meet, and you, with a 28, you pause for just that second that you feel a stirring enough that it kind of shakes you. I'm going to ask the three of you, as you begin to see Halloweth working and he catches himself, is there anything you would like to do to potentially help him do this? Because mechanically speaking, I'm just going to let you know, you're too short and you see your friend struggle.
Okay.
So he's struggling. I'm imagining Beery's like towards the stern, like looking for when the sea monster might like hit
Mhm.
us or something
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
How dire is our straits right now?
I want to say he's probably about a mile-ish off, but the way he sort of like appeared out of the water,
A
Can
nightmare.
is
Halloweth,
huge.
can Halloweth ask specifically for something which he think might help
Ask
using Osanwe?
by all means.
Okay, he's gonna just reach out to his crew, his party,
Mhm.
to say, I need my cloak with my hood. I need focus. Can someone get I cannot move. Can you get me my cloak? I need to shut out the world right now.
Yeah, Tanel immediately
Okay.
rushes towards him.
Yeah,
Is
I'll,
your cloak on you? Do you just literally just need it like pulled up?
I think he's probably stuffed it because we're in this. It's going to be hot like a lot
Mhm.
hotter down here than
Mhm.
any up north. So he's probably stashed it somewhere, like wherever
Mhm.
he
In a
was.
pack on the deck or
Yeah,
something.
like
Yeah.
in his pack probably.
Yeah. Tanel, I will say, as you go over to grab the hood, all four of you are going to feel a fifth presence within the Osanwe. And in the moment you grab it, hand it to Halloweth. Halloweth, as you put it over your head, things start to go even darker as you sort of fall deeper into almost like that trance-like state that you are in when you
The
sleep.
zone in
Yeah,
sport.
basically the zone. Why? I'll ask you first. Why does Halloweth want the hood?
Uh, this is based purely on from a Zach perspective,
Mhm.
from when I'm doing whenever I'm doing a set in a gym work, I put on a cap and
Mhm.
lower the peak whenever
Mhm.
I'm doing a heavy set because you want nothing but zeroing in on one specific physical task.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what he's trying to do is like take out the entirety of the outside world to one he's trying to give himself tunnel vision for
You
this
need
one
horse
Got it.
task.
blinders.
Got
Yeah,
it.
essentially
Okay.
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
In that case, Tori with the help action, please roll me 1d6. I will let you know just mechanically. Don't roll a 1. You will succeed on a 2 or higher.
Okay.
Come on, Tori.
A 3.
A
Ah,
3. There we
Ooh,
go. Okay.
baby.
And Tanel is like, when she gives him the cloak, she
Mhm.
is going to kind of like grab the back of his arm almost to just steady him.
Okay. Yeah, because as the ship starts moving, you're going to start
Mhm.
jostling as the
Yeah, yeah.
water and the waves
Yeah.
get bigger.
Cool.
Beery and Tariel, in succeeding those scan checks at the very beginning or awareness checks in the very beginning, I'm going to say you notice that the girdle is still moving and it is approaching closer and closer and closer. And in that split second, you realize the hood is on, the Osanwe is in, Halloweth is in the zone. The voice comes over you, and the girdle has already reached the ship. But you hear a voice, that fifth voice within Osanwe. And the feeling is, tell Gwai to stay out of my ocean. I will allow all of you to make insight checks.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
okay,
God.
we can work at this.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Oh, I passed with a 6.
Mhm.
Easily pass. Yeah.
15. So
15.
that
I missed it by
passes by
one.
2.
Okay.
4.
4. All right. So this is
So
for
someone in the surf is trying to maintain their turf, is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling.
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
it's the oh, it's so cool.
Okay. So Halloweth,
Yeah.
the legends of Gondolin are pretty well known to you.
Yeah.
And you know that heralds within the waters are all the Valar Ulmo's doing. This, however, doesn't feel like Ulmo, not exactly, at least in the way that it's described to you in the stories and the way Tuor mentioned it and the calling that he felt. But it is something close. And I think with what you rolled, it's not quite clear to you yet. Tariel, in beating your target number, you are going to feel the girdle sweep over you, but unlike the last one, this one is not causing you to have any visions of foresight. This is not giving you any desire to, accept your doom or embrace it. This one feels almost benevolent or benign in a way, but with a confrontation that is not directed towards you.
Okay. Uh, can I push back on it and
You
see if
can, if you would like to. I would like you to, though, please make me a lore check. This is a kind of magic, not just communication.
Sorry for the long pause there. I thought you were going to describe what was going on with Beery next.
Oh no, well, Beery failed. You failed your. Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty poorly.
It's
Sorry.
I have individualized things that would come up too.
I'm not good at math. Okay, that's 10 plus 9 is 19 plus 2. That's 21.
With a 21, it occurs to you in this moment that whatever you are about to talk to might be friendly, might be neutral, might be angry or hostile if you say the wrong things. With succeeding, I will give you advantage on any persuasion checks.
Well, we don't use words in Osanwe anyway,
No,
right?
it's feeling, but
So
you still need to convey emotion somehow. So what are you trying to convey?
curiosity. Who are you?
Okay. In succeeding the lore check, or no, sorry, when you ask the question, curiosity, who are you? You are going to be hit with the same sensation that Halloweth described when he tried to feel the presence of the Leshen type creature, the tree, the sentient
Oh.
tree with the skull in it. These creatures have been in some way, shape, or form changed, but you hear the name that it gives in Osanwe. It is idea, and then it is water, and then it is fish, and then it is long fish, and then it is long beast. And the name continues as the beast continues to grow. But about 30 seconds into this, because it's a long time, there is a name shifting as if something changed within its personality. And you begin to sort of sense that there's not one voice, but two in the names telling you.
Two voices?
Two
Or
voices.
two identities. Like,
I
do I
think
perceive
I
that
think
this?
you'd need to make another insight check for that one.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is it like a cat,
does
dog, sea
this
monster?
creature think of itself as two entities, or is this two
Mhm.
separate entities?
Hmm.
Oh, sorry. I'm so bad at math, you guys. That's 18 and one of them is a 6.
You feel two beings within one physical form.
Do I feel that that is emanating from the sea monster?
Yes.
Okay. It will feel, and can I be funneling this to the others?
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll say as
Okay.
you're sort of doing the moment you're saying all of this out loud.
Okay. So everybody else is also feeling and perceiving this?
Mhm,
Good to
mhm.
know. Because I
Okay.
feel like Beery is very new to Asanwe, and
Mhm.
all, like it makes sense that he failed his insight check as he always does. But I think he's currently like trying to figure out how to weaponize the anchor. Right now on the deck, he's doing, and he's just gonna say, "There's two of them."
But just sort of like as part of that feat, you'll feel Tariel respond mentally to that, which is there two of them? Still trying to sort of sort it out. And just, all of this will be happening instantaneously, more or less, right? Because
Mhm.
that's how thought works.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
on receiving that, and just leaving it open to what other people, how they're feeling too, but she will push back with a deepened curiosity. Oh, they will feel surprise, um, processing. Two of you, who, male and female, who are you?
So I built this encounter to go a couple of ways. I will let you know right now that you have a certain level of success that you can now approach. So Tariel, you have the ability for 2 more insight checks, one for this question, and then potentially one more depending on the question you ask. The difficulty rating for these get progressively harder the more information you want to find out.
Okay.
What is your target score or target number for insight? What number are you trying to beat?
13.
13. And you rolled an 18 last time?
I did.
Okay.
I did. With a 6.
Yeah, I need you to roll higher than a 20.
Okay.
I will let you know 6s count as an extra degree of success with a +1 in this instance. I will allow anyone here to use a fellowship point or a hope point. Or Charlotte, if you want to use a hope point.
I was about to say, if we're linked through Osanwe, I think a fellowship. We can use a
link
fellowship point.
We can
Easily.
use our
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah.
Easily.
Our fucking age.
Yeah.
Just
Thanks,
being,
Jim.
hey, have a D6 for being old, for us being old.
Yeah, really, because I think Tanel will like just do this like almost neutral, calm presence as
Okay.
Kariel's asking curiously, so that this thing knows like, hey, we're just on a ship.
Okay.
Regrettably, that will not be enough.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Oh, darn. That's okay.
Okay.
You used a fellowship and a hope point?
I just used a hope point.
Use
Mhm.
the
Use the fellowship. We,
Use
we
the
Use a
fellowship point.
fellowship point. Yeah.
We're doing a d. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have an extra d6.
That added a 1.
Ah.
Oh, son of a.
Okay.
Ah,
Sorry,
bollocks.
guys.
So, you do not succeed on the full onto the next step, but what you will feel on this insight check is the deepened curiosity is met with the understanding that there are two. One is an outsider, and he is a welcome, or they are a welcome presence.
As in, they are welcome to the other one, or I feel that they are a welcome.
The
presence?
fact that the both of them are in the same body is not necessarily a bad thing to this being.
Okay. Okay, so as Tyrael is not able to persuade her or do anything, she just sort of reacts, and you'll sort of feel her back away from the Sanway, and
As you
observe.
do, you feel the creature also begin to back up. Beery, you are going to see the creature make a 180 and turn around back into the ocean.
Can I do something really quick as
Tell
it
me.
makes a 180?
Go.
Like using Osanway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, Sugar, did Helwith tell us about Wyhere's plan that he's been like basically putting the souls in
I think that
animals?
was, as far as I'm concerned, that was brought up in the larger conversation on the beach with Erkurion.
So at this like two souls thing and like the acceptance of another,
Mm-hmm.
Tanel will ask in a way like, were you always like this?
I will say, having already passed the lore check, Charlotte, Tariel will have probably mentioned they know that there was one name and then there was two names at a certain point. So it was not that it was always like this. It was
Okay.
one and then it was two. I think that
Okay,
if
never
there is
mind.
another,
So
if
we
there's
all
another,
felt that.
yes, you all felt that. If there is another question you would like to ask Tori as a follow-up to like ask, the only thing I will say is because Charlotte failed, your DC is going to be higher than hers. So
Yeah,
if you would
that's
like
fair.
to try, go for it.
The line of thought was, is it two souls in the same body? And that's why she's kind of asking, were you always this way? Or is this like
you begin to get the sense, I think, when the way Tariel describes it is this is new. There was one soul and then something happened and then there were two souls, air quotes, if whatever sentience you want to describe it as.
So then can maybe the rest of the group, maybe we're mentally discussing it amongst ourselves, and you all will feel Tariel start to sort of hypothesize, is this like the sea snake soul plus the soul of a Maya that's been put in there?
That's the thought process I'm
I was gonna
having.
ask about the age and the power emanating from, like, what is the power scale that we're feeling? Because you can feel the presence of like a Maya, surely, or we would.
Charlotte, please add one extra insight dot to your character sheet for Tariel. Because you are correct. Because in that moment, as your mind begins to separate itself, you begin to understand that Gwaihir is not the only spirit, creature, Maya, being from Valinor that came over to Middle-earth. And though they've long been abandoned, it is known that Ulmo may still be in the waters. It may be that there are those who have not helped realizing that perhaps Maya might come into this. And I think you start to realize that in that moment.
Rory, are you going to do something?
No, I just I'm glad my line of thought
Is anybody else going to do something?
And don't go pale on us. We need you. Wake up.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
She's still holding on to me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like-
That
Tala-
turned into a flush.
The hand has like tightened just a little bit.
Yeah, with
But,
everything
like-
that's going on, how it's going to drop? 'Cause there's no point escaping this thing now. It's not good. It's
It's
fine.
left. It's left.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no
turned about
point. Like,
face.
it's no
Is
point
it? It's
really
gone.
channeling.
It turned around and is leaving. You're still within the girdle that it exudes, but it
We
very
can't feel it
quickly-
anymore.
It's as it turns to go, you feel it separating from you. I'll say you can still be a part of it
Don't I
for.
have one more thing?
Go
Don't I
ahead.
get one more thing?
You can get so. I won't let you make another insight check, but you
Right.
can do something else. I'll let you have one more if you want.
Tariel's just going to mentally call, like not with her words, but the creature would feel her do the mental equivalent of help us.
I was going to do an SOS. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
Vera's right
Mm.
there.
Maybe, yeah. So maybe everybody, like, sort of like amassing all of.
Oh, okay. Make me a persuasion check. I will allow this. You can either make me a persuasion check with ill favor or a flat lore roll to see if you can tap into the Maya portion of this.
Okay, I'll do that because I've got more
Lore?
dots for that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And she'll lean on the rest of you, sort of like you'll feel
I-
her go, is that the right thing? Should we do it? You know?
Mhm,
Go
Yeah.
mhm.
do the
Yes.
thing.
Ian,
She's
Mhm.
channeling your vibes, channeling
Yeah.
the vibes.
I'm just
Yeah,
pushing
like-
the sailboat here.
Yeah.
You do your thing. I'll
10.
give my mind to you.
15, 21 with a 20. That's just a 6 on my 12, so that doesn't count. But it's 21.
21.
Lore check.
Okay. Can you phrase it the way Tariel would, if you don't mind, just to reprompt me? Because it's help us, right? You're asking for a kind of help. What are
I
you
think
what are you asking
Tariel
for?
is very direct. I think so. Now knowing as Charlotte that I have the assistance of my compatriots, I think what the creature would perceive is uh, a conglomerated desire from all of these entities on the boat who are part of this focus, that feels to it/them as an invitation.
Hmm.
And maybe with flashes of images of what we've seen of Gwaihir through our
Mm.
communication and our loathing of that being and our yearning for allies in the fight against that being and a willingness to take on whoever this being is, even though we have just met.
You have experienced up until this point emotions through Osanwe, ideas being expressed that give you the understanding and the clarity, but it's never been words before. Tariel, in this moment, and Beery, in this moment, you hear, Ulmo thanks you for the gift.
Oh.
And that's it.
That's it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Tariel's focus falters.
Yeah, I just would like to set the scene for anyone sort of in real time. This has taken all of about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You're conveying all of these emotions, you're saying it out loud, you're all trying to do the various things. And just like that, it's over. It's like one of those samurai movies where the whole hour is just the tension leading up to the one stroke and who's going to win. And it's done.
Wait, I thought it was a
And then
sea
it's
monster.
done.
Is it leaving?
It seems so.
Yes, Barry. It is
And
its
that's what
own
was like
master.
speaking to us, yeah?
Yeah.
The surface is a weird place. I gotta tell you.
Dariel, who is Ulmo?
Who
What?
who is Ulmo?
Hello?
The name sounds familiar to me.
Did
I-
you hear that?
Oh, I thought I was going mad. And
But-
that is where we're going to take our 5-minute
Oh,
break.
Oh, well, what?
What?
But that
Hang on.
we're gonna come back to this.
We are.
This
Corey,
guy-
hold on.
What
Sengaya doesn't know who Ulmo is.
What? No, but what is who the hell is Sengaya to hear us?
Not you.
Yeah. Also, this creature
Well,
was
yeah.
duplicitous. Anyways, we got.
Thank you all so much for joining.
Oh, God.
We will be
Oh!
back in 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Great first half, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you at 5.
You bitch.
Yeah.
I have so many questions.
Affectionate.
goodness.
Your
Affectionate.
booze feed me.
You bitch. Affection.
Yeah, genuinely.
Affectionately, bitch. And welcome back. When we last left off, a potential confrontation with a sea monster was diverted through some excellent uses of magic and friendship and insight. And the way things stand now, you've got a very curious pirate queen looking at you quizzically.
Yeah.
I maybe help you.
I recognize that name, but I can't place it.
My
Who'll know?
lady, do you know not whose realm you travel in?
It's been a while since my school days. I may have overstated the knowledge that I may have previously uh, shown off to you last time.
Tanel kind of laughs a little bit. Like it's a
You all heard that voice claiming to be the water. And you see her
How
breath
did-
start to pick
how
up a
did-
little bit as
How did you hear it?
in my head. A voice spoke to me in my head.
Tanel is going to open Osanwe again and try to talk directly to Sangaya. And it just like greeting.
Nothing. You don't see any response.
Hmm. How's gonna open up and do a virtual slap on the face?
We have a breakout room, just the four of us, and
Yeah,
Gaia just stay in the main. Okay. You've got a
Nothing.
few seconds
Still-
before she interrupts. So
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Perhaps could it just be because of the sheer power of that being? Does anybody else on the ship seem to have perceived it, or any of the
No.
other pirates looking?
No, the other pirates
Mm.
are looking very normal.
Tariel's got nothing.
Yeah.
Beery's looking over the edge of the ship and just being hyper vigilant of any schools of fish, just trying to see anything at the sea is doing anything.
No checks needed. You are
Okay.
free and clear.
Where's the barrier?
It
Where's the
has
girdle?
it has moved past. You watch as it goes out into the open
And
ocean.
when we saw the girdle approaching us, did it seem like it was a radius around this creature?
Yes.
Okay, so it's emanating from the creature. Okay.
Like,
Yes.
was it a bubble of girdle?
It wasn't necessarily a bubble, but it might be more fence-like.
Mm.
More of, I often think I've described it as like Aurora Borealis shimmer
Yeah.
style.
Okay. So it like pitches and waves.
Yeah,
And it's almost like it
not
grabbed a
yeah, it's not
But
a
what I'm
flat.
trying to ascertain is, are we now within it or without it?
You are outside of this.
Yeah.
girdle.
Okay,
When it
okay.
left, it took it with it.
Okay.
So I can. Howard's going to look at a Sengaya and just say, "Are you familiar with the Maya and the creation of Middle Earth and its many deities?"
I know many legends of spirits and creatures of great power, but nothing quite like that. Was that you summoning the wind?
Oh goodness. Yes, that's
She
a
passed
separate.
the insight check.
Yeah, I assumed. Let's take this one thing at a time. There are.
Halloweth. Halloweth.
Yes. Oh boy. Okay, I'm on the receiving end of something here. Hello.
Before you explain this to me,
Mm.
I need a drink. And she marches off and grabs some ale that was
Yep,
on the boat.
yeah.
So as not to have to explain this to yet another person, we can say that over a couple of drinks, you all explain the sort of ins and outs of the history of Middle Earth creation, first age, second age. And she's
Sure.
familiar with enough of it that's like, oh, right. It's like the guy that
Yeah.
read the Bible that one time.
Yeah, we'll go over the Maya. this isn't going to be the second half of this episode is not going to be Zach reciting the Silmarillion. So
As
we're going
much
to
as
go
you
with
would like
that.
it to be. I know that
No,
sounds fun, but
maybe I'll narrate it for if you pay me enough, I will narrate
Ooh.
it for you. And for anyone who wants it, message me. I will do it because that sounds fun. That sounds like a
Legally,
fun
I
Very-
thing to
do have to
narrate.
cut this out, but for the bit, I am going to leave it in. So if the Tolkien
No,
estate is watching,
no,
I'm
Hell yeah,
kidding.
let's rock.
I will get sued. Please do not do that. It was a bit.
Anyway,
During this
but-
historical expose, Beery is freaking riveted. He's clutching his little ale mug and he's listening intently because there's a lot of stuff he's probably hearing for the first time.
yeah,
Oh yeah, of
Oh,
course.
you
wow.
guys explain, and we can make this kind of like a camera pans up and wide shot of you all making your way further north towards Minas Tirith. The pirates are getting the ship ready. There's not really much for you all to do. And Beery, you begin to learn about the creation of the physical world, the god, Eru Iluvatar, the lesser sort of like angelic beings, the Valar that created this, and you would recognize the name Aule, the one that created the dwarves. All of that, you and Gorge are just like transfixed when all of this happens. And you learn about Maya, the sort of lesser beings, the Percy Jackson demigods of the totem pole, if you will. Um, is there anything specific that you, Halloweth, or you, Tinel, would like to bring up about your time in the first and second ages? Any bits of story that might help? The only reason I ask is as you finish this story, Sangaya is going to have a number of reactions, and having personal involvement in it could potentially swing things one way or another. Just mechanically speaking, I want to give you that heads up.
Do you think Tanel would speak a little bit about the fall of Gondolin?
Okay.
Just to sort of almost reiterate the points she's been making along the whole journey.
Yeah, I think Hallowell's going to kind of go along with that. He's not going to put himself or Tanel into the story, but he's
Mhm.
going to give the general history, like it is in the book, basically, of the Fall of Gondolin. The way that they kind of discuss the events, maybe not like without mentioning specific characters, because they're not just characters in a book. These are like
These are real people in
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
universe. Yep.
so
Yeah.
like there'll be the general like historical
This is the
beats and bits.
you knew George Washington or
Yeah.
King Henry,
Yeah.
the something or other.
Sure.
So you're
Yeah,
British. I
when-
have to not do American things for that.
When
I
Tanel
understand.
brings it
I
up,
learned American
it's
history.
it switches from almost like a well, it's written that to well, what happened was
Yeah.
into like when she started talking about Gondolin.
And listen to this bollocks, okay?
Yeah.
They say this, but
Oh,
this
and
was
by the
actually
way.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
Catalyst slips a bit into his northern accent a little bit. It's like, you're not gonna believe, or no, that's Liverpool. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I'll say you spend the better part of the next few hours, just doing one thing or another around explaining to Sengaya, kind of privately, not necessarily like doing everything, but like in passing as the day goes on. And I would like to just ask, as evening comes on this night, are there any people you want to talk to on the ship? Any things you would like to do while you are here? This is more or less your free time before we get to the next morning.
During the Cimmerillion crash course,
Yeah.
he's leaning over his mug and he's kind of got Gorge next to him, and this is story time. Barry's enjoying the hell out of himself, and he asks the pair, "Boy, let me get this straight. So there was a couple that loved each other so greatly that this chap he went off to imminent doom, chipped off a precious stone to show his love for her, and he had a great talking pet. Oh, how amazing!" He's fiddling with like the little stone that Tariel and him created, alluding to Baron of
Mhm.
Luthien.
Mhm.
Yes, indeed. And their love was something that Middle-earth rarely sees and may not ever again. It was something truly special. And he kind of looks to Barry very pointedly, like, you have a lot of love to give. Don't ever lose that.
Well, as he like goes flush red. Yeah. All right. So then what happened? And just like continue.
Well, that was chapter 19. Chapter 20
Yeah,
is
so
Right, where were we?
yeah.
so
I
then
like
his
the thought that
girlfriend beat up a lot of people.
Mhm.
I like the idea of me and Tanel putting on like miniature like with the hoods and things, like putting on little
Yeah.
plays like for each,
Shut up. This is the
each
cutest
story.
thing ever.
Love
I
this.
feel like Tariel would also be there, kind of
Oh
like,
yeah.
because she's a little baby elf. Like the elders are talking. Tell me more stories about us. Like,
Oh, this is so
What did we
cute.
do next?
what did we do next?
No, skip
Sounds
the
very
good part.
brave.
Let's talk about Aule.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Ooh,
it's a very interesting, awkward story.
you guys got put in timeout for a while. There was some family history there. You hear this voice come out. The sea monster starts talking to you. Oh, Ale, you're
Oh,
not gonna
Jesus.
This fucking guy.
Oh, this fucking guy. Anyway, yeah, any particular scenes you would like to have or people you would like to talk to through that day? Otherwise, we will skip to the next evening or next morning. I leave it all to you.
I feel like Don, this is a good moment to do the thing.
You want to do the thing?
Okay, so are you gonna do the screen share? Are you gonna do not yet?
Ooh.
Do it when
Oh.
so okay. Big caveat here. This is not finished. I have been very busy and I have not been able to finish it. I'm going to finish it for sure. But know that like what you're about to see is like it's gonna change a bunch. But I'm doing my best. And hopefully it will be, ready for NokoCon and it will like look good and stuff. Okay, Don. Not that. You
Oh
see
my
that?
word. Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Could you please describe?
Whoa.
Oh,
There it is.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Operation Make Max Cry
Oh,
is what I've
my
been
God,
calling
I can't
it.
even look at it.
This is Tariel and Beery kneeling on the deck of the ship, with their little. I'm trying to figure out yet whether I want to have the star up here or whether I want to have the stone hovering, whether I want to. I don't know that yet. But I have tried to bring some of Max into Beery.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
I don't know yet how much I'm going to color it or what's going to be going on around them, but you get the gist. I just wanted a little storybook illustration.
I don't even know what to freaking say. Are you out of your mind? This is so beautiful.
I also promise that Taria will have her ear cuffed. I think she would be probably wearing it on her other ear, but illustratively, I feel like I have to put it on
my
the
God,
left
it's
one.
so
I love their
perfect.
hands. Their hands are
Yeah.
I'm gonna
gorgeous.
get that
Right?
tattooed on my chest.
God, it's so good.
I
It's
had my
so
husband
good.
pose with me so that I could get the hands right.
Oh,
Shut
that's
up.
sweet.
Oh no.
For those listening on the podcast, Charlotte has drawn perhaps one of the most tender moments of this entire 100+ hour podcast of Beery and
Mhm.
Tariel kneeling, holding the diamond on the boat. And it
Yeah.
is fucking stunning. That
Oh
is
my
so
God.
good.
And
So
actually,
good.
I had Max. I've showed this to Scott Sava, and I had completely forgotten that you guys had done a collaborate. Scott's been working
Yeah.
on a D&D project that he's been
Mhm.
I've been helping him with, and I was like, "Oh, I've been working on some things for a thing for this show that I'm on." And only after I told him that, I was like, "Oh, you know who I've been on the show? You and Max did a thing." Anyway, more to come. I'm taking it away now. I'm gonna love you so hard.
I feel my heart in my neck.
Not where it goes.
This
Swallow
Shove
that
it
down.
down. Shove it down.
You know what? Take a fellowship point.
Oh,
Hey!
I don't care
Artwork
that it's out of
fellowship
game.
point.
Yeah, there we go. Real world fellowship points. You're right.
My
Okay.
elbows are sweating. What the hell? That's too much. That was so beautiful.
Seems like the right amount.
Oh
Okay.
God.
With that very tender moment, I'm going to say we are going to move to the next portion of our sort of final leg of the journey here as you make your way towards Minas Tirith. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, you've basically cleared all of the paths ahead of you. The Dol Amroth have their kin to sort of rally their forces behind. And we're going to spend the course of the next few days within various scenes that we have and talks, and depending on how you roll, it is going to determine the condition you arrive in, how much sleep you've had, how many things you have been able to make or craft, people you have talked to, relationships you formed, fellowship, hope points, all that jazz. I leave it though to you all. I will ask you to make the rolls first, but then you are free to discuss any and all things. I will also initiate a scene or two that I have in mind, if that's all right.
I think Tanel slept out on the deck. I think she wanted to be under the stars.
Cool. Cool. All right.
Same.
So okay, under the
Mhm.
I like
stars,
that.
under the stars. Beery.
I like to think that Tariel's got like a little hammock she carries in her pack that
I
she
think you
sets
mentioned
up.
that
Mhm.
already.
Yeah, she had a hammock
Mhm.
the last time, so I think she's just not. It's not an amazing one. It's serviceable.
Yeah.
It's a little canvas rolled up thingy, you know.
Yeah. Halloweth, Beery, where are both of you?
If Halloween's not in the
Uh,
crow's nest, I swear to God.
No, he's actually gonna have delved down for the first time from the crow's nest, because there was that moment kind of joining them all was a okay. He weirdly thinks I actually kind of want company.
Oh,
Um,
take a hope point.
oh, what
That's
Take
so
a freaking
sweet.
hope point.
What character development?
he's like, oh, I take a hope point for being a bitch. Fine.
There it is. There it is.
Hmm.
No, so he's God. No, he's gonna just he'll probably put his bedroll near everyone and just not say anything about it, but certainly lay down. And then he's gonna rise early so that no one says anything to him in the morning.
Oh.
But he's gonna rise and be like, that was nice. And then he's gonna go to the very bow of the boat and just look out. He's gonna Captain Morgan it as well. So he's just gonna
Mhm.
kind of
We're going to come back to the second half of this same episode that we are obviously filming on the same day in the same clothes.
Mhm.
Halloweth, you were Captain Morganing on the bow of this ship as you gaze out into the land. Make me a
into
scan
the
check.
unknown. Okay. Actually, don't copyright us, please, Disney. Don't kill us. I got a 16 for scan check with a 6.
16 on the scan check. Halloweth,
Hmm.
against all odds, your elf eyes pick up the thing you have wanted most.
I mean, what?
Land.
Oh.
Well done, buddy.
The worst part is that it rhymes with Thrand.
Yeah. Thrandy.
Because as you
Oh no.
Yeah.
this
wrote-
counts as this counts as yeah.
Land
This is
ho instead of
already-
it's land ho instead of elf ho.
Oh my
Oh, no.
god. Oh
This is already
no.
so chaotic.
We're
Oh,
unraveling. Here
Jesus
we go.
Christ.
Thrandy is my little elf ho.
Sweet God.
Oh, this has big third episode with a guest energy kind of
Yeah.
I
episode.
literally
right now.
was opening my mouth to be like, I'm picturing Anna Maria here, Anna Maria right now. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah. It's true.
How can I get as close to the camera as possible to show my Gen
Yeah.
Z shock? Anyway, if you're watching, we love you. Anyway,
And
yes.
I'll see you in like a couple of weeks. She's coming.
Oh,
here,
yeah.
so
That's right.
she
That's right.
gets to film something, I think.
Oh, so you all, no, sorry, not you all. Halloweth,
Yeah.
up ahead, you see the first signs of land as you depart this island, having realized that the situation of the talking animals and the Maya spirits and the sort of nature of what you thought might be true has kind of been upended in this moment of clarity where you fight against this girdle that was coming
Yeah.
against you to protect yourselves. You managed to do so, and all of a sudden, here's another one that seems less nefarious. Tariel, you would also remember as Halloweth yells land.
Land ho, bitches. Or something to that effect. Land ho. No, he wouldn't say ho. What would he do?
Mhm.
Leave that
You'd-
with me.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how
We'll
they
workshop
would
it.
say
We'll
that.
workshop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got time. You've got time.
Mhm.
So, Tariel, you would see this land and almost feel as though there is a kind of like not vision-esque associated with it, but in seeing land, you are reminded that the last time you saw land was, in fact, in the vision you had of Minas Tirith with these birds and this great light coming towards you. I will ask Zach and the rest of you, what do you do as you see the land of Gondor for the first time in a few days after quite the treacherous journey?
Yeah. Halweth is actually going to yell down to everyone upon seeing the land. He'll say, I see the green of an earth, I knew not how much I longed for. O pleasant land, you lift my heart and are kind to my eyes.
Excuse me?
What
what he'll
is
say.
that
What is
from?
that from?
The Shakespeare?
No, I just wrote it. I literally just wrote it.
Oh,
down.
you
Did you
oh, you
really?
wrote
Sorry,
that?
what?
That's
when you
great.
said when you said workshop it, I just decided to write it down.
I
Oh,
didn't
that's
expect you to
amazing,
do
Zach.
it now.
That's amazing.
Holy
Because
yeah, I just wrote it
I
down.
was like, I thought you were, there's a William Blake poem called Jerusalem. I was like,
Yeah.
is he blaking?
No,
at
that's
us?
just I literally just wrote
He's
that
just that
Phenomenal.
talented.
off
He's
the
just
top of
that
my
talented.
top of my head.
Because literally,
I did
okay.
study screenwriting at university. But that had nothing to do with that. Yeah, go buy my films. I've written like several screenplays, so buy them, people.
I prefer to believe that you were just briefly possessed by the ghost of William Blake.
That's honestly, I'd much prefer that. Please,
Okay.
please. and thank
Honestly,
you.
take a hope point. Take a hope point. I'll
Oh,
reward
fuck
you.
yeah.
Do it.
Hey.
Okay,
Do
I'll
it.
take it.
I like it.
Beery is going to pitter patter across the deck, hauling ass, excited to see that there's land on the horizon. Because lest you forget, we were just pursued by a freaking sea monster.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did. That is something that
Not an
happened.
unkindly sea monster.
No.
There was two things going on. He doesn't understand. He's freaked out. He wants to get on land. He's ready to kiss the ground.
Mm.
I think at this point you're gonna hear Sangaya come up behind you and just sort of say generally to all of you staring out, well, with a good headwind or tailwind, excuse me. Let me get my my nautical references right. I'll actually cut that because that's embarrassing. And scene.
Wow, you can't cut the stuff that's embarrassing for you and keep our
All
bullshit in.
right.
Oh, can't I?
No,
Do you want to edit this episode,
No,
Zach?
no, I don't. I fucking hate editing. No, absolutely not.
So you all are gonna hear Sangaya look around and say, well, with a good tailwind, can be there in 3, maybe 4 days if the vessel doesn't want to cooperate. Have you all been on a ship before?
First time.
Oh, how do you deal with boredom?
Oh, I got my mind.
Oh,
no.
well, and you're gonna see one of the pirates from behind her say, this is how we deal with it. And just a huge thing of ale gets put down on the deck.
Yes!
I thought it was going to be a musical number. I was very excited.
I thought so too.
Just thought it was
I
gonna
thought it
be
was
like
going to go into
dice
like
or something.
like a
Yeah.
cabin fever from the Muppets Treasure Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
For those listening on the
Oh,
podcast, Max has broken out.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
I'm
well,
so happy right now.
welcome to the
Yes,
musical
Vance.
episode of the Unpredicted Party.
that was extremely unpredicted.
That was
Actually, you know what?
insane.
What the hell? Beery's going to pull out of his magical pouch a Anglo concertina.
Yeah.
His bag of holding.
Now gather round, ye merry lads and lasses, as I tell ye the tale of Queen Sangaya. I was but a young lass, and I stared out into the sea and I thought, I want to own that. I stole my first ship when I was 6 years old. I killed my first man when I was 8. It was me father. He was a right bastard. Many a man I been, and many a woman, and some few and far in between. But the greatest love of all is ale. And the rest of the pirates break out into song, and I'm not going to improvise a
Thought
pirate
she was going to
drinking
say the
song.
sea, but yeah.
No. It's that's the second love, because the sea can be a right cruel mistress,
Mm.
Lady Tariel. This concludes our pirate portion of the show. Please check back next week when we have our yodeling and
Oh, God.
Oh no.
portion. 3 weeks from now will be our Oktoberfest, and after that we will be having Carnival. So
Oh my goodness.
I forgot
Everybody
to
bring
take my
your finest twirly pasties.
To be fair,
You know,
if we record on Cinco de Mayo, if we record on Cinco de Mayo, we definitely need margaritas.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
there's a
yes.
thought.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, and it was just St. Pat's and the
That's
pipes
you have bagpipes
true.
all
too.
ready to rock and
That-
roll.
I'm sorry, right now or
What?
Oh
Max?
my God.
Do you know about Max's bagpipe thing?
Yes, I saw the
Okay.
Yeah.
TikTok about it,
Okay.
and I was like, "This is
Mm.
the most
Oh, you
Max
saw-
thing
yeah.
I've ever seen."
Um,
know?
okay, back to we were playing a game,
yeah.
I think,
We
actually.
were,
and
yeah.
Right, yeah,
It
yeah,
was-
yeah, yeah.
We're on
I
a
just
ship
I
and we
love
were
that like we're on the Middle Earth equivalent of the Mississippi, basically.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
this is how we're doing our riverboat cruise.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Perfect.
To
Absolutely.
death. Like sailing into death with
Yeah.
our concertinas.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Wait a
I
minute.
love it.
We're sailing, we're partying with pirates. Do we need to ask each do we need to like play like a little game? Do we need to like ask each other some
Mhm.
questions or anything?
Oh,
We got ale.
we got ale, we
See,
got sticks.
Oh.
I thought that was the game Beery was going to bring up.
I thought so.
You want me to
I-
do it in character? I can
Do
it
it in
Yeah,
character.
Cut the
you
sound
have
on.
to.
Before we do that though, Beery, take a hope point. I reward Zach for his poetry and prose. I reward you for your musical prowess.
Oh,
Charlotte,
fine.
you just have to be sassy to me. Tori, you roll Gandalfs, so I don't need to do anything.
Yeah, no problem. I got you.
Is that my only
Where's my
marketable
pencil?
skill?
No, you're also incredibly boisterous
I hate
and
you.
commanding. And if you wanted to kill someone, I think they might let you. You are also incredibly kind and generous.
Just
and...
shut up and keep going. This is terrible.
Oh.
People like, why am I friends with her?
Oh,
What does she bring to the table? She's
Love. No.
I love that mean bitch.
I mean,
Oh.
it's anyway. Let me. Yeah, hang on. Let's do it in character. Real quick though, before we get started, why don't I hang on? Set the tone with.
Don
Ah.
Marshall is sharing computer sound.
This is pirate ship sounds.
Good.
this makes me so happy.
Ambiance.
All right. This is what's gonna happen. As beers are getting passed around and it spread around, beers gonna be like, "Hi, I have a game for you all. Would you like to play?"
We would.
Yes.
Wait, are you addressing us or the pirates?
He's kind of just addressing like the masses in general, probably facing the wrong direction. He's had a couple by now. And he's really letting into it.
Tariel's
he
standing
needs
back
this.
just I don't know where this is going, but I'm here for it.
He's gonna take a hammer from his belt, just a little hammer, just your normal smith and hammer. All right, now gather round in a circle.
Can I
Circle
play?
formation. Circle formation. Watch your toes. And Beery's going to flip the hammer into the air and then make it land right in between everybody.
Oh, okay, like in the middle of the circle.
Oh.
In the middle of the circle.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we could
And where
Constitution.
the handle is pointing must reveal something about themselves. This is like a team bonding experiment.
Right.
Or how about this? The hammerhead points to the question asker, and the handle points to the question receiver. Eh?
And what if we don't want to answer a question? Is there an alternative?
We drink, of course.
Aye. Can we do both?
Of
I
course.
think we are doing both.
We're probably doing both anyway.
Thirsty
Oh.
boy.
I think you can finish off your ale if you wish not to answer.
Oh.
Oh, only cowards. Only cowards don't
Hmm.
discuss things about themselves.
Also,
This is
I
also a
apologize.
cheat code for the elves because we can just drink so very
exactly.
much.
My mother appeared in the background for like a few seconds there.
Oh, did she?
He was so
I saw
cute.
that.
All right.
Anyway,
Here's how we're gonna do this from a game mechanics perspective. Roll a d12. The highest
Okay.
is the one it's pointing towards. The lowest is the one that it's not pointing towards. So
Yeah,
the
the
lowest
handle.
one has to answer the question. I will
And
be
who-
rolling
Okay.
for Sangaya.
Who throws
Beery.
the hammer next?
Beery threw
Beery
it.
is
So
always the
Beery-
hammer thrower.
Yeah, Beery
Mhm.
will go first in throwing, and we will see how that goes. All right, d12, everybody.
Here we go.
Sangaya got a
3.
5.
8.
9.
6.
All right,
Nice.
Tanel, you ask the question to Beery.
Oh God, I'm trying to find my. I had questions at one point.
Oh
And I'm
no.
really trying to find
Oh,
them.
no.
Furiously
Have any
grabbing your
questions
notebook.
for anyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Teddy.
know. I'm
I
trying
need
to find some.
I need to think about this. I need to write some shit down.
No,
Okay,
no.
I
Seat of
found
the
them.
pants.
I
It's the
found
only
them.
way to go.
I
She
it's
found them, everybody.
to Beery.
Great.
Hey,
The
Tim.
questions. I've always wondered, how did you and Gorge become friends?
Oh,
Great
A
question.
wonderful question.
fantastic question. Gorge over there, him and I have been tied at the hip for forever. You see, well, we train great and powerful boars to root out oars in Erebor, of course. And you see, they would almost be like pack animals, and they would move about the mines, and we would like herd them, and then one would like catch on to something, and then we would dig. You know, the mines in Erebor are very complex. I'm not going to get into all the ins and outs of all that, but him and I always had a bond, and it started actually with a bit of troubled ground. There was a bit of a cave in, and it was Gorge that saved my bacon. Pun intended.
And you all kind of watch as Gorge tries to very normal speaking make the sound a boar makes to not a lot of success.
Adorable.
That's
Absolutely
right.
adorable.
Oh,
fabulous.
in ever since we've just been bonded forever.
It's delightful, Beery.
Yeah.
Truly is.
Oh. Shall we throw the hammer?
By all means, that would actually still be you, Beery, because you need to. You were the one that answered the question, so go ahead
Oh,
and throw, and
God.
everybody roll a d12.
He's gonna try and give it a little English this time, you know, like put a little bit of a spin just so he doesn't get called on again.
Which
Oh
roll?
no, because I think Max rolled a Gandalf.
No, it's 11.
Oh,
Ah,
but Tori.
No, I rolled a 10.
so did I.
Oh,
Ah.
I rolled a 7.
Ah.
Ariel.
Don't like this. Don't like where this is going.
Why?
I don't know.
Let
Stress.
it happen.
Can't we
I
just
must-
kiss? How I like to solve problems. Or create new ones.
Just gonna look at you and say, Lady Tariel, I must say I am curious. When last we met, you mentioned that you had an army that you gave away to someone named Phil something. Philoreth, that was it, yes. And I'm curious. With so much power, why leave it?
That power was never mine. That power was entrusted to me to manage on behalf of the realm, but when it became necessary to send forces to a more strategically advantageous place, I did that. Those weren't my minions, those were my people, my compatriots. Do you not know what an army is? You have a small one here.
I'm well aware. She looks over at the 6 other people on this boat that are like actively working for her. You're very kind to suggest such a thing. However, I do know what an army is, but I can't say I would let one go, especially in these times. Why did you leave?
That's a second question, and I believe the hammer points only once.
Touche. Roll up. She downs her drink
Roll up.
anyway.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, 11.
10.
It's a Randolph.
Hey.
it's
Asking a
also a Gandalf.
Oh.
Olaf?
Arm wrestle.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh,
does that mean that that both of you asked like a question
I
each?
think the hammer lands in between us, and we can't figure out which one of us to go. And
pushing
Yeah.
Oh dear. Great.
Or both of you
Uh,
roll again.
yeah, let's do some rollies.
Yeah,
Max,
there you
go
go.
ahead, roll off.
7.
What? Oh no. Oh,
Again.
no.
Oh,
Are
no.
Okay,
your
let's do it again.
dice
You've
like
broken
quantumly
Earth.
entangled?
I don't know. Here's
You've
here's
broken the
mine,
universe.
just to keep it honest.
All right, we're doing it
5.
again.
Yeah,
Spooky
5
action
for
at
me.
a distance.
I have Sauron.
Oh.
All right. There you go.
Hmm. Uh, Tanel, Sangaya's gonna look at you and say, "So, anyone special in your life?"
That Chanel actually does that, just fully turns away
Fully hide your
T.
face.
and comes back. I haven't given it much thought. With all the impending doom and gloom. But perhaps.
Let me tell you something. Bit of free advice. Doom and gloom is the perfect time for love. You need something to hold on to. Oh, so surprised?
She does, like, she's really thinking now. Like her eyes are like drifting away and she's fully gone and thinking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You all watch as Tanel just starts dissociating
Drifting.
as the sun begins to rise in the mid-morning. Tariel, do you have that reaction to Sangaya, or is that just a charlatanism?
What reaction?
The reaction of Sangaya being a lover of sorts and not just a two-dimensional character.
it
Oh,
was just
no,
the
no, no.
Doom and gloom is the perfect place for love, I think. Was
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was my reaction. Just like, we need therapy on Middle Earth. Like, Sangaya needs
Yeah.
help. This is
Yeah.
this is terrible. No, a crisis is not a good time to form bonds. Like,
It's called trauma bonding, kids. You need to look it up. We all have it
And-
because of COVID.
don't do it.
Don't.
How are we arranged? I feel like I want
In
to
like
know
a
what-
circle,
Mhm.
just
No,
like
but
in a circle
whomst
on the
is
deck.
next to whomst? What's the circle?
Clearly,
Oh,
You know what?
I
I think
Barry are next to shoulders.
Who? I didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry. Clearly, Sangaya and Biri are next to each other
Okay.
because we keep
Yeah.
fighting over the same role.
Mhm.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. All right. And then maybe there's like a pirate, and then are the other pirates in on this?
No, they are actively like driving
Mhm.
the ship, steering it, doing the mask stuff.
Boo. Okay, so it's just
Oh,
us.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to play 7 different NPCs and reveal secret identities and
Dude, but
characters about all of them?
Yeah.
I don't need to know about pirate number 5.
I'm not
Like,
saying they have to roll. I'm just saying mentally, are they filling in the space? I don't
My
know.
name is Steed. I have come from the small town, but I am very rich. I fell in love with another pirate gentleman. I don't know where he is. I have been looking for him for ages.
All right.
Thank
All
you
right.
for
All
telling me.
right.
I will immediately forget this information, but thank you for telling me.
Oh,
Okay, so it's just us. Cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I just wanted to
Mhm.
know. Okay, because then I would like to be next to Tanel.
Mhm.
And can I just give her like a little, maybe just with my mug arm, just a little like nudge, just Tanel. I don't believe you answered the question.
I hope I do. And okay, I'll give it away. Tanel has a sword from the Paths of the Dead that is from Rohan that is strapped to her, and her hand just slowly goes to it and rests on it.
This
Oh.
would be Baldur's sword that you
Mhm.
got from the armor in Paths of the Dead. Nice
Mhm.
callback there. You know
Can I
what?
do-
I'll give you a hope point. Go
Can I
ahead.
do perception?
Yay!
What would we see this? Is this all
This would
obvious?
be a scan check.
On it.
Tori, if you're trying to hide it, ill favor. Are you?
I don't think Tanel knows that her hand is going towards it.
Fair. Scan check then, folks.
That's a 16 from me.
Ooh, that'll
Okay.
do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a 6. That's a 6 on my 12, so that doesn't count. But it's a 16.
Oh yeah.
24.
Oh, yeah.
2 6s.
Oh damn.
Damn.
I,
Okay.
I beat mine as well.
You
All right,
all
then
see Tanel just reach for it.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Ah.
Tariel will just sort of look down at it and go,
Yeah.
You saw it, but his insight sucks.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, there's the scan check, and then there's
Mhm.
the insight check.
Right.
Very think she's preparing for a fight, like about to draw.
Yeah.
Like, don't answer the question.
Another sea monster? Damn.
Yeah, is it
Where?
back?
All right,
Oh.
let's roll off.
Mhm.
Unless, Tanel, there's more you want to say.
No, I do think it really is. I hope I do, because she doesn't know.
Cool.
Oh.
Mhm.
All right.
Forehead kiss
Oh.
number 2 coming up.
that's
Yeah.
a 3,
Oh,
3.
I got a
right.
Gandalf.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
11 for me.
4 for me, so
Oh. Beery, Tariel.
6.
3.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Tariel,
oh.
Alowith.
Let's go.
Ah.
Why am I on the receiving end of all of this? I'm
Yeah,
gonna interrogate
sorry.
someone.
What is what do you value most in this world?
Ariel looks at Hallowith. Maybe you might even feel a trickle of incredulity through Osanwe. Like, why can't I be asked about who I want to kiss? Why can't I be
Oh,
asked
okay.
what my
He
favorite
can-
beer is? No, the question's been asked, but she's fully like, what is it about me that
I was going to ask a
things
similar
that I like?
the question I'd lined up was, have you ever been in love? But I haven't. But the point, I haven't done that because that was pretty much Sengai's question to Tanel, and I was like, I can't just do the same thing.
We can circle back around to that. No, that's okay.
We will
All
though.
right.
I see it's going to happen eventually. Anyway, maybe don't cut that out because I don't want that to be revealed too
Fair
soon.
enough.
But
Fair enough.
Okay, what do you value most? She will, after this little trickle of incredulity, she sits back, looks around at all of you, and she says, this. That's all.
Take a fellowship point. Holy
Ooh.
shit.
Ah.
There we
There's
go.
this
Yay.
just to add a little bit. There's this pleasant little like hum through Osanwe from
Yeah,
Tanel.
I think the same
Aw.
thing. I think weirdly the same thing from Halloweth, which is
Ooh.
That's the fellowship that you're feeling.
It's
Yeah.
the I'm
That's
feel-
it.
Yeah, it's the feeling the fellowship. You know the on the cover of the Fellowship of the Ring, they have the it's a beautiful like band around. I don't know how well you know that. There's a cover which is like the yellow. It's like in a box set. I think I actually
Mhm.
have it here somewhere.
Do you
But,
have it
of
Of
nearby?
course you do.
It's like a lovely little band of
Okay.
it's a beautiful cover, and that's kind of the shape, the warm beautiful
Mhm.
shape that is coming
Mhm.
from Osanwe.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Sengaya,
Where's the
what
bloody
is
book?
this ale? I feel so woozy. I feel like there's just so much friendship all around. This is great.
Can I tell you something, Master Beery?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I stole some of Lady Toriel's elvish wine and I put it
Oh.
in the ale.
That's what's up. Ah.
Mhm.
That symbol,
Ooh.
which I think is really pretty.
Oh,
Mhm.
it's a good one. So I need all of you to
You
make
what?
awareness checks for me.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
jeez.
Great. I've always failed these things, so
Awareness.
for some reason Tariel's always the first one to
no.
get shit faced off her own
Oh,
wine.
no. And
10, 16.
oh,
Okay,
no, that's
I'm
it for me.
clear.
I,
This is a
I'm
23.
23.
yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
20.
thank God. I hit my target number exactly.
All right.
Likewise.
All right. Everybody good
little-
after? Yep. Yep. Everybody's good. I'm going to make a roll for Sangaya. That's a 2. You see her get a slightly more, a little drunker. And
Mhm.
let's roll again.
Humans.
Yeah.
This.
Also, real quick, how many fellowship points do we have now? I want to make
We
sure.
I've got
have
17.
17.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I rolled a 4 this time.
Oh. 5.
5.
2 for Beery.
Ooh.
You
Safe.
Gandalfed again, didn't you?
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Who
Tanel.
did?
I did.
Oh, no.
That's
Okay.
her superpower.
Yeah.
Who's the lowest?
Max.
Fury.
Oh,
He's out of focus.
Oh, well,
Oh,
we got this thing, a deja vu in Erebor. Am I reliving something here? I swear that hammer pointed in the same direction once already.
You must be drunk.
Oh, I'm close. Yeah.
Tanel. You,
yes, yes. Forgive me, Barry. I have to know. Why don't you want to go home?
Who
There.
told you that?
You did.
Oh, I did. All right. Well, all right. I mean, well, I don't want to bring us down. We're on this like great high. We're out at sea. We have the lovely
Master
weather.
Beery.
This
We
is
have
the
each other.
sea.
The
It ebbs and
lady
flows.
asked you a question.
Oh,
This
damn
game
it.
was your idea, Beery.
I hate this game. All right. I miss home. I really do. I miss my mum. But like, I guess my home doesn't miss me, if that makes any sense. You know, like, I was accused of like, taking things that weren't mine and, making things. I was trying, it was for the betterment of Erebor, right? And, well, I was like, I was kindly asked to leave. And you know what? Like, I'm not ready to get back because I feel like I'm the same dwarf that I left, that I was exiled with. You know what I mean? I want to return a freaking hero one day.
I think you will.
You will.
I mean, we'll see. But like, all right, let me give you a little bit of backstory. You've met dwarves before, yeah?
Yes.
Want to
Well,
do
Yes.
there's like two kinds, like
really?
down in Erebor. You have, those like me, sound like me, and all that. They're usually down like in the mine, like deep down. They were the builders and things like that. And then you have like what we kind of call like the high bones or like the clan leaders that were like, oh right, before we get started, I got to tell you, like that kind of, they're like these like royal families and things. Zach, don't mess me up.
Gerard Butler has entered the chat.
And
For those listening on the podcast, Zach's crying with laughter. Carry on, Max.
so they're like the ones that run things, they're like guild masters, and they kind of put a stranglehold on who gets to make what materials go to what workshops and things like that. And well, I wasn't on the list. And damn it, I had things to build. I wanted to make my beautiful city better. And that was the only way I can think to make it better. It was to find these things and build. And I got caught a couple times.
I expect nothing less. But I understand. But if it counts for anything, I do think you're different in a good way. I don't think they'd spurn you now.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see, won't we? I'm
If
in
you-
no rush. Honestly, it's funny. There was always like tales of what the surface was like, right? But none of them did it justice. He kind of like points out for Tanel. Look at that. Look at where we are. I'm surrounded by elves and humans. It's great.
It is beautiful.
I, for one, am glad.
I
for
respect what you
what?
did, Beery. You
Mhm.
did what you felt was necessary for the betterment of your people, and if they didn't appreciate that, well, it's their loss and our gain.
Toriel, you're coming with me to explain my case when I return home, all right?
I don't know if I'm necessarily your best advocate. I will
Insight check.
From me?
Yes.
Can it be for all of us? Please.
The elves do it with ill favor.
Damn it.
Nah, I'm not. I don't. I no.
I do. I got
I'll leave
insight
it
and
at
I
that.
will insight back.
Okay.
It's a
Tariel, I
failure,
will
of
let you
course.
save against the possible being perceived.
Oh.
Actually,
Potentially. Let's see if Tanel passes.
okay.
I do.
You do? How much
Mhm.
did you beat your target number by?
By
4. You have to beat your persuasion check by 4, Tariel.
That's a Gandalf, baby.
Oh,
Damn it.
okay.
Wow.
Just seems a
Close to
little
the
awkward.
vest.
Just a little awkward at that point.
Yeah, and then there are so
Um,
many reasons why that could be. I mean,
Mhm.
there are
Nothing to
why, Sitch
down.
could just be her
Yeah.
standard chip on her shoulder self-deprecation. Who the hell knows why that could be?
All right. Well, if you're not willing to come just with me,
I didn't
right.
say that I wasn't willing.
Oh.
I did tell you that where you go, I will follow, and so will I. But I don't. Mm.
Interesting.
Well said.
He reaches down and
Oh,
grabs the
yeah.
hammer.
Very eloquently put, Tari.
It's the wine. It's the beer wine. It's the wine.
Beer wine.
Wine.
The swine.
It's the swine.
Swine.
You guys
Weird.
before the hammer gets thrown up in the air one more time, Beery, you are actually going to feel it grabbed out of your hand and tossed as Havari jumps into your circle, spins it, and the side where she answers the question points at her, and the side that does not points to Tanel.
Oh shit.
That's not how the game works.
Excuse
I know.
me.
I just have to.
uh.
You're all drunk, and I need to feel brave. Tanel, ask
I
me
am
the question you
no
asked
such
me.
thing.
She failed on her insight check to see if you guys were drunk, so she's
That's
charging right in. No tact. Does it remind you of someone? Tanel,
Perfect.
what
Mhm.
did you ask Havari?
Oh my god, I asked her so many questions.
The thing about Erkyrion's brother.
Yes. Ah.
Just ask
Are-
me. I want to get this over with, and I felt brave.
Are you really engaged to that man?
No.
Yeah, when's the date? We want to be
No.
invited.
No,
I
I'm
knew
not.
it.
I'm not. Yeah, I know you did. I'm a terrible liar. I did save your life twice, though.
I know. Your lies should be smaller, though.
Twice. She's looking right at you, Tariel.
Havari, do you remember the other advice that I gave you? And actually, Tanel spins the hammer as she asks that question.
Tariel's looking at Beery and Halloweth like, is this,
I can
are
restate
are
it.
we just watching this now?
I
I don't
feel
know,
like
this
they're
is
cheating.
this is how I remember humans: small, young, and dumb. So I'm just leaving it at that.
I can restate what I told her by the way.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It was basically like, shut up and listen.
She's gonna look at you and say, I watched for a long enough time, and then I thought maybe it might. I'm sorry. I will go. But I did save your life twice now, so I'll
Sit.
here.
Well, where else?
I-
Sit. You want
In
to
the
be
sea.
included?
Oh, no.
Included, you shall be.
Hey, do you sorry for interrupting. You can ask Mia if you I
Oh,
mean,
we
never
will.
mind.
Sit.
I don't care enough. Sorry.
Oh.
I d-
Okay.
there are only so many people I can learn about.
Mhm.
All right. Everybody roll.
Oh,
Wait.
crap.
Wait. You mean to tell me there's no wedding?
No, I lied
Damn
for
it.
safe passage. Why?
I
Are
love
you some
weddings.
sort of
Beery is the most excellent wedding
Officiant.
efficient.
You've seen a dwarf wedding?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a Beery wedding.
We've seen it. That's exactly what we've seen.
What was it like? Was it fun? I don't know much about. I'm very fascinated by the politics of Gondor
Well,
and
There
elves
was a
and humans.
There was a princess and a bride. How about
You
that?
married a princess? Oh, I just caught that, Zach. Sorry. You're gonna hear Havari pipe up. You married a princess?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, of course.
What was the prince like? Was he charming?
No, he's a
Oh.
pasty weasel of a shit is what he was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope she has a good life with him.
The marriage was short. You need not worry.
It was
He's currently underneath Medusel.
Oh. That's
all
the
subtlety of
Rohan.
an avalanche.
There's
Yeah.
a prison, right? That's the prison.
Oh, the prison's there too.
They keep him
but
behind bars. What did he
lovely-
do?
Oh, too many things. He tried to take over a kingdom. It wasn't his kingdom to take over, so I rather brought the house down, as it were.
Oh, did the princess like stab him and rule forever and live happily? Well, no, I guess if she's still alive, right?
No, she's grand, and he like flicks his eyes to Tanel, and, and
Again.
she's just grand.
Just gonna make a
Disassociating
quick insight
Actually,
check.
at the
Oh.
thought.
Carry on.
the princess became a queen.
Wow, because her husband was a jerk, and so she became the
Yes, and the lesson that you should take away is never take up with men.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that at all.
Oh, okay.
It's a good lesson.
It's fair.
Should we spin the hammer?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you toss it.
Toss-
You
toss
toss
it.
it up. and
Oh,
you-
I'm sorry. I already did. She rolled a 2. I've already rolled a 2.
Oh boy, I rolled an 8.
10.
9.
9. So.
Okay. Tariel for Havari.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
The rest of you watch as the nerves begin to set in.
For some reason, like Tariel starts stretching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think Tariel will, do a little one of these little stretch. She's on elf time. You know what I mean? What's a few seconds? Tariel, so she'll do a little, and then she'll just regard Havari for a long minute.
Dead silence.
Think, Havari.
Yes.
Who taught you to shoot?
Fair question.
My mom. My mom. My mom.
She's a bad teacher.
No.
Actually, doesn't. I don't think he'd say that. Actually, I think he'd just think.
He'd
that.
think it.
Yeah.
I think that's
mhm.
going to remain an internal thought.
That pulses
Yeah.
through Osanwe.
Can I
Yeah,
perceive
actually, yeah.
anything about Havari's
Yes. Go
emotional
ahead and
state as she
make
says
make
this?
me an insight check.
18?
18.
Mhm.
That question is a little bit more loaded than you meant it to be, but because you don't know something about her past. And that is evident because of the facial expression she is wearing on her face.
Okay. So all I can discern is that it was a loaded question.
It was a loaded question. I think with an 18, you'd probably glean it has something to do with either her mother or her father or her family in general.
Would you care to elaborate?
My mom had to leave home at a very young age and fended for herself. And she always said that the best enemy was the one dead at a distance. So she taught me to do the same thing, and I did it. I learned it.
That
So
is
you did.
sound advice.
Very well.
Still very reserved, very closed off.
That's
not
fine.
really
That's
willing
fine.
to
There's
open up.
obviously, like, you can tell there's more, but she's not. She's the hammer. The hammer
hammer
giveth and the hammer taketh away.
Fair enough. All right, let's roll.
All right.
Fucking
Literally
awesome.
every time we roll, in my head is Tank yelling hammer.
Amazing. Eye of Sauron for Beery. 3,
Wow, we
Wow,
all
low
rolled.
rolls.
4.
Ooh.
Rolling. I rolled another 3. So Zach and
Oh my
Charlotte
God.
rollies
Wow.
again.
Top of the
He-
This is
four?
awful.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a 6.
Oh, I Gandalfed.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right, Hal.
Oh boy. Oh. Uh, how did this is gonna sound so bizarre out of context, and Halworth is not gonna know this, like as in how it sounds. How did my body feel?
Yes.
Yes.
Very just
Yes.
instantly like slams his beer. Oh my god.
Make an awareness check with ill favor, Beery.
Oh.
Can please describe
I knew it.
Sengaya's reaction to this question?
Oh yeah, that's right. I had no idea you two were lovers. Congratulations.
Oh no,
I
no,
wasn't
no.
aware that
We're,
interspecies.
we weren't lovers. He was just inside of me, and I was inside of him.
It's a long story. It was a funeral. We're all heartbroken and we were trying to cope any way possible. All right.
You made love at a funeral.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Here's the again. Tanel does not know how this sounds coming out because Halloweth called her Tin,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
that has stuck in her head. So that's I knew it.
Oh,
And have
Yes.
we? I mean, gosh, I wonder how much of Tariel was still like pretty new to the party when that all went
this
down.
was 31 episodes
Horribly.
ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
God.
don't know how much of that she appreciated, internalized, whether we've discussed it since it happened.
You don't
Like-
know. You failed the awareness check.
Yeah,
Everyone
so
did.
I think she's suddenly regarding the three of you like, who are you? What have I missed?
It was a
Secret thruple. Secret thruple.
Also, I'm just thinking about the Scrubs musical episode. I don't know if
Ah.
you guys have seen that. There's a bit where JD's there's the line, "You're the only one who's ever been inside of me," and then Turk is like, "Whoa, I just took out his appendix." Like,
There's no need to
Uh-uh.
clarify
Oh,
because we
no.
grow more and more each day. Anyway, shall we carry on? What was
Yes.
your
Yeah.
awareness check with ill favor?
At ill favor, he succeeded.
Okay, you managed to
Okay.
hold your liquor.
He
Okay,
can hold his liquor.
roll up.
No. So,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
well, how? Well, it was, as you can imagine, very weird. Yeah, it was, like I've said before, very nimbly bimbly. Yeah, I felt very like I was gonna fall down because I was way high up, real tall. But I felt very like limp. I didn't have my like stout dwarven like limbs underneath me. I don't know. I felt like a noodle.
I need to go to bed. I don't understand. Am I?
they
I'm not one to shy away from customs.
no,
We're
no,
all
they oh, I still don't fully understand how. And there was, they were one another.
Yeah, I feel like I still have some here. And he reaches into.
They no,
Oh,
you
Oh,
don't
God.
perhaps
have.
that is.
What is
Oh,
it?
that's
What
not
is it?
necessary. No,
Perhaps
he
Very-
does.
perhaps
very-
we
Yes, he
save that
does.
for another time. We don't. We're
Very
really.
perhaps for a celebration.
Of course,
Again, this-
it would be my pleasure.
I don't think
Please,
that's
whatever imbibe.
nothing good can come of this.
Yeah,
Tariel,
Commander
I
has
disagree.
spoken. Commander has spoken.
Captain,
Anyway.
the captain of the ship insists.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Tanel
I'll
getting
go first.
He looks between Sengaya and Tariel.
Ariel is not volunteering to drink this stuff. Mm-mm.
No, like because
Okay.
he's going between the two commands, pretty much.
It's your funeral.
No, we did that already.
Which I hear are quite lively, apparently.
Beery folds his arms. No. Tario says nope.
How about this, Sengaya?
Hmm.
You can drink that if the other person who drinks it is her. And she points to Havari.
Oh!
Oh, that I don't. And Tanel is speaking up. I don't
Mhm.
think that is
No.
the best.
No. What is it
Havari,
going to do to me?
Havari,
Who knows?
this
Hmm.
is perhaps an ill-advised idea.
Have you ever wanted to experience true elvish
Max,
magic,
make an
Havari?
athletics check for me. Completely ignoring
no.
all of you.
I knew this stupid idiot would do this.
Don't
I
you
knew
worry. Don't you
Havari
worry.
would do this.
Did you Gandalf?
No.
When I roll in athletics, it's 4 dots. He's
Yeah.
strong as shit. I have Sauron.
No. Baby's first
That's the
trip.
gift right there.
I
Baby's
haven't
first
had the
trip.
chance to gloat. Oh, I haven't gloated since the Eowyn switcheroo, and I am here for round 2. You all watch as Havari grabs the drink quick as a flash out of Viri's hand, downs a little bit of it, passes it to Sangaya. Sangaya does the same. I need to roll.
Oh,
Actually,
heavenly.
Max, if you would like, I'll allow you to roll a d12.
We lost Zach.
This is the horrible moment.
What if they both died or something? Because
They're
we don't know what
They're
they
both-
We don't know
both
what's gonna
mortal.
happen.
Yeah, they're both mortal.
Here we go. 2.
2?
Mm.
To be fair, Barry's mortal, but dwarves.
Well,
I'm going to pause the
he's been
music.
with
I'm
us
going to
long
check my
enough.
notes.
He's
Yeah.
sturdier than your average bear.
Ah,
He's linked into Osanwe. He's
nothing good
fine.
happens.
Special
Nothing good
dwarf.
happens with Havari. Nothing.
What if they just blood mist?
No, no.
Blood mist.
If this was the boys, that's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, no,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good thing it's not.
Yeah.
God.
With
Oh
with a
god.
2, with a 2, you watch them drink it back. There's a pause. And you watch them both kind of lean back a little bit, stare up at the sky, and come back down. And none of you are involved in any of this, the
Oh,
wizard
no.
magic, but they're just kind of like tilting as if the rocking of the boat has gotten a bit too much. And they both look at each other. And you hear Sangaya go, "Well, you'll make an excellent pirate if you ever want to be one." And you watch Havari smile a little bit. And whatever has passed between these two in this, what you would potentially see as an out-of-body experience, seems to have gone very well.
Oh. Okay.
But no Freaky Friday. Like
The roll,
okay.
I can explain this a little bit mechanically. So when,
No,
when
no,
the
don't.
body,
I want
Check
the
the
mystery.
mystery.
No, don't.
I'm checking some pupils.
No,
checking
the
some-
magician
They-
should not explain how the trick is done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All we
This
need
is
to know
wonderful.
is something has occurred. How is Havari's body language at this
Havari
point?
seems a little bit more encouraged, a little bit as
Do
if
we see a stick pop out of her rectum? Like just
it's an arrow, actually.
Perfect. Excellent.
Yeah, you see her
Yeah.
begin to loosen up,
Oh.
as if whatever transpired, whatever passed between these two was a positive experience rather than something jarring.
Well, look at you two just getting on. This is great. See,
Where-
I'm telling you, it's good
Where
stuff.
did you get that? That is potent.
I found it at a wizard's hut.
You know a wizard.
I know a couple
Unfortunately.
wizards.
You know a couple of wizards, and
And
Havari.
even-
Don't. They're all shite. Don't.
Yeah,
don't.
they're kind of terrible. But okay, come-
Never
come
take
close.
up
There's
the
a
wizard.
reason they're not here with us at the
Yeah.
moment.
We even killed one.
You killed a wizard? How
Well, I
many
mean, he was-
wizards
he was
are
on
there?
the
He
way.
wasn't a
and
good
this is
one.
Havari. How many wizards are there?
Oh, he's a couple.
Can they help us? Are there can they magic our?
No, they
Well,
can't help us.
they
They're
will
kind of-
try. They will fail. They're useless. They
Oh.
are
Well, there
magical
was-
dweebs.
Wait,
there
are there
was
more? Can
one
we
good
find more? How
one.
many are there? Tell me everything. And
Yeah.
you if
Mm.
you remember
four
briefly
now.
the tale
Three.
the tale that you guys told about the first age and the second age, that same energy comes back as Havari is sort of listening intently. So sorry, Zach, I think I cut you
no.
off. How many?
No, it's
you
okay.
answered?
There's just way too much enthusiasm coming from Havari right now. There are currently 3. There were 5. 2 are dead.
Oh, how did they
Uh,
die? Well, I mean, you killed one.
me.
Who was the other one?
can't-
One was corrupted by a ring of power. I cut off his and he's now just dead. It was unfortunate. He was a good
As
one.
you say this, Taria will, I assume, know about that, right?
Yes,
And
yeah.
that will
Yeah,
come
yeah.
up.
I'm sure we've talked
Yeah,
about that.
we
on our
Yeah.
we
travels.
gave you the whole
It was
story.
It was a pretty big moment.
Yeah, Gandalf falling, being
Yeah.
reanimated. For those that
I
maybe don't
tackled him
remember
to the ground.
episodes 2 and 3.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
weren't around.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Tori
Recap.
rolled a Gandalf on taking down Gandalf, and like I think you suplexed him or like
Yeah, I tackled him to the ground.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was
and
amazing.
Yeah.
You should have saw it.
He was
Through-
it was Halbert's second hand. Oh,
What was his name? The handless wizard,
Mithrandir.
Mithrandir.
Mithrandir. That's a good wizard name.
He was a
Mhm.
good wizard.
Yeah.
once. And
Wait.
you all will feel like through Osanwe just like this deep sense of loss and regret, like like the world is not the world that it was now, and something essential has been lost in a way that she will never be able to articulate.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait, you mean to... Commander, you mean to tell us you knew this chap?
I did.
What was he like?
You have to spin the hammer.
Oh, damn it. I hate this game.
In the hammer. Here we go.
All right.
Fuck me.
Well, that's a 1.
Oh no.
I rolled a 1 too.
Oh,
I
good.
got a
I hope
Gandalf
you.
again. I don't know why this is going so well, but I've got again another 12.
I'm gonna rules lawyer this. Halloweth, you get 2 questions because the lowest one, the hammer sits in between Halloweth, or excuse me, in between Tariel
Oh,
and
so I asked
Tanel.
them both.
You can ask both of them a question.
Ooh,
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Like Beery's like trying to get on his tiptoes, like whisper like ideas to Hal.
Mhm.
He said,
Ask about Gandalf.
do not care.
Lab fight.
Taria, what is your drink of choice? Why are you bewildered? You wanted this, damn it.
I know she's
Oh, okay.
just taken aback because she was expecting that you were going to ask about Gandalf, and now we're
Oh,
at
no.
And now we're on
color code.
Negroni
No, 'cause
Spagliato with
Yes.
Prosecco in it.
For me, no, he's not going to ask about Grandalf. For me, the grief is too near. The
I'm so close.
It's close.
I'll
well,
allow
okay. Thank you. Yeah, and I'll wait for that one while I think of the one for now. So
There is a vintage of Elvish wine kept in Thranduil's private stores. He has retrieved only for very special occasions. And one time, I saw the King of Mirkwood so deeply in his cups that he could barely utter a sentence. I was not permitted to drink that wine, but it is still my favorite.
Halloweth, I need you to make me an awareness check with favor, please.
Oh,
okay.
it's a good answer.
Yeah. I beat it by 2. I got 14. My token number is 12.
You've had this wine.
Well, I know that, and I okay. I know the one she's talking about. Oh, yes, that was special.
Halloweth?
Insight
No.
checks from the 3 of you. No, no,
Yes,
no. Insight
yes,
checks from the 3 of
Yes,
you.
I saw your gaze.
And Sangaya, does
Damn it.
Sangaya get to do one?
Of course she gets to do one.
Okay.
Oh, I already know.
Oh, that's 2
Yeah,
6.
I don't
That's
know why
3
you're-
6s, baby.
Nell already
Oh.
knows.
Janelle
Actually-
already knows.
I've rolled I rolled 2 6s on the 6s, and then a 1 and a 5, which is another 6, and then a 6 on my 12. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
What was that
Double
joke
woman.
about the devil's bargain
It
you
was
made?
it was the devil's roll that I did. It
Mhm.
was a Eye of Sauron and 3 6s, and then the
Mm.
very next roll I rolled a Gandalf.
Amazing.
What deal did
Yeah.
you? As a good. Yeah. I remember.
He succeeded.
What?
What?
I rolled
Oh,
so my two.
Fury succeeded.
Wait. To get it is it's a 16 to like reach it,
Yeah.
right? And I get to roll 1 die.
Oh, you've got 1 dot?
I got 1 dot thanks to Dunn. And I rolled a Gandalf. It was a 4 and a Gandalf.
Wow.
Oh, Halloweth, what's good, bitch?
What the fuck?
Before we move on to what I assume is going to be the best part of this entire campaign,
Yeah, it is.
Max, I would like you to add one more awareness check dot to Beery's notes.
He's starting to read.
The alcohol actually makes him stronger. I
Yeah.
believe we've covered this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
What doesn't kill you and all that.
I
Mhm,
think
and
for dwarves it actually helps.
Yeah, probably.
It's actually in their. It's actually in their character.
yeah. Halloweth, I would like you to make me an awareness check with ill favor because as every eye goes
Fail it,
onto
fail
you, I need to see how tense you get with this wine. And he's
Please,
failed. He's
please,
failed. Is it
please.
an Eye of Sauron? Is it an Eye of Sauron?
Yes! Full blush.
Oh, that's red. That's
He's
infrared.
redder than a brick house.
We need
Look at
special
him.
instrumentation to perceive Zach right now.
Excellent.
Ah, bollocks. Okay.
I'm so happy right now.
This is
I
the
have
best.
to use the bathroom so bad. I don't care. I'm
We are
gonna
going
wait.
to
Let's
take
go.
our 5-minute break there.
Oh,
When
no.
we come
Ah!
back, Halloweth will reveal.
He's gonna edge us. Great. Thanks.
Oh!
I mean, he did me. I mean, never mind.
Yeah.
Easy.
Bye,
easy.
folks. Bye.
We'll see you in 5.
Holy shit.
Tangled up in my.
Oh, wait.
Shit.
Hang on. This is supposed to be the second half.
Yeah, this is the second half. There is no
Oh!
5-minute break.
Is that?
I was-
Wait.
No, we're not going to end it
Charles
there.
is
I'm gonna
gone.
I'll just edit.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
we'll come
fuck's
back.
sake.
There'll be 2 breaks. It'll be an extra
We
long
have
episode.
to break.
We'll
Yeah, we need to.
We have
yeah,
to break.
Sure. Okay.
I gotta
We'll all
piss.
figure out how to
Okay.
edit this.
Yeah. My God.
To clarify, Halloweth,
Mm.
Beery notices something about you because I asked for an insight check. Beery, you can tell that something about the Mirkwood wine and your time there has been brought up to Halloweth's mind. I will not go any further than that, and we will see how it plays out.
Also, can I just, for the record, just make sure that we are all consenting to have this scene now? Because I don't know in what detail we're going to learn things, or like just want
We
to
did
make
a
sure we're
fade to
all
black.
cool.
We did like a fade
Okay.
to black moment the 1st
I'm
time.
cool with whatever, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
Chris's description was a lot more graphic
Yeah.
than
but that's
Anyway.
why I want to make sure. And I also would like to give the audience an opportunity to like go away for a few minutes if they are not comfortable having a
Oh, yeah,
discussion about sex.
Yeah.
Halloweth is not going to divulge a lot of detail because
That's
that's
totally
not who
fair.
he
I
is.
will I
But
will
that is-
leave this
yeah.
with you, Zach.
So
if-
audience,
if-
you'll be fine, I think.
And audience in the chat, like, let's keep it above board. All right. Okay. Let's go.
Beery, you can start.
Beery kind of like leans in with his, he's got his big old mug of ale, and he leans in, kind of side-eyeing Halloweth. How do you mean to tell me that you had super special wine and did not share with the rest of us? How did this happen?
Well, Barry, when I have wine, I generally like to keep it between me and the wine. It's a special relationship that is. I like to remain loyal to one wine if I'm tasting a single wine. Sometimes I'll have a taste and that's enough for me. Other times I'll take the whole bottle. But for this time I had a taste. It was pleasant and I'm here now. I've moved on. But the taste was quite divine nonetheless.
This sounds like elf business, but also not sharing with your friends is not a very friend thing to do, Hal.
No, correct. I'm not sure you would have wanted to have shared it necessarily in the same way I did. It was the wine was eventually an afterthought.
Sorry. I'm trying to
That
keep
was
it together
very
here.
good. That was very good.
That was good.
I will allow Beery and Toriel to make another insight check if you would like to
Yeah.
glean a little bit more.
Oh, dang it.
Halloweth
Dang
did
it.
roll a 1.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder, folks.
Yeah,
Beery
true.
like turns his gaze to 10. Like, are you getting any of this? Like, this chap is not making any sense.
Chanel does look back at you, and it's literally this, just
It's a 22 for me.
The 22
Oh,
for
boy.
you.
Hmm.
He's not talking about wine.
It tasted magnificent.
Stop. She's going to take the hammer and just point it squarely at Halloweth. Halloweth, I have
Tariel.
been in Thranduil's service for a very long time. I have been faithful and capable. And I have not been allowed to sample Thranduil's special stores. How did you come by them?
I also served Thranduil, and I was too faithful and very capable.
Tauriel drains her glass. Her
I
mug.
served him on my knees.
Stop.
my god. Okay. Line.
No, don't stop. Keep going. She's gonna say. So she's gonna say, "Stop." She will
Ne-
stand and, just for a moment, walk away. Just clear down to the other side of the boat, and you will hear her swear in 3 different languages at all of the gods.
That's fair.
Then
That's understandable.
she will turn around. She will come back. Sit down. Straighten her hair and all. Okay. And just hold her mug out to Sangaya for more, please.
Generously pouring.
More.
Your cup is going
More.
to. Can we get another cup for the elf lady? And a second glass of wine. I would like you to make an awareness check
Yep.
with ill favor. While you are rolling, though, Tanel, Vari is going to look over at you and say,
Oh God.
What was that about?
How old are you?
Old enough?
They shared a bed, my dear.
Oh.
How loud do you say this?
I say it loud enough for Beery to hear because Tanel, as she says that, turns and looks at Beery.
So my lowest roll was a 14, which just beats my target number by 1.
You were still sober, but very angry. Beery.
No, wait, sorry. Yes, it's okay. Beats it by 2. Yes, okay.
Beery.
So, like, as Tanel says this, Beery's looking at Tariel just like, that was a heavily visceral response. And then hears it, and then eyes just go over to my boy Hal. You and him, Thranduil.
Biblically, yes.
And you,
There's no Bible.
What's biblical mean?
What's the Bible?
Tanel.
it was great. It was great. It was rapturous.
Okay, he'll just nod to Beery and say, "Servitude takes many forms, Master Beery."
Oh God. And
I fetched him the one night stand.
I feel like
Tariel's life is flashing before her eyes. Everything that she knew is wrong. She's going to turn to Tanel and say, "Did you know?"
you knew this entire time?
You knew.
You did.
I think it's impolite to share that information that is not mine.
It is.
Thank you, Janelle.
How did you come by
You're
this
welcome.
information?
On accident.
You walked in on him.
No.
Duh.
Oh, duh. Tanel just like turns away briefly.
I mean, why are you
and comes
grossed
back
out?
and
They're
goes,
both
"No.
gorgeous. I mean, come on
No,
now.
there was
How?
a bit of conversation between the two of them, and I picked up on some things, and I recognized immediately, and I was too embarrassed to say anything, so I didn't want to say anything. It felt impolite, and Tanel starts drinking.
I'm not sure why you have such a visceral reaction. It was a beautiful moment. It's now finished. And
No,
it was lovely.
I understand that. I'm sure it was. And the sheltered Tanel just washes over her.
Hal was quite blasé about it. Just like, yeah, it was nice. It was fun. I don't get the problem here.
What a catch. Like,
Thank you.
how? I'm actually quite proud of you. I mean, you're usually so glum. Like, who would ever be attracted
Tariel,
to
the
that?
emotion that you feel come through Osanwe is at 2, Beery. Like,
Thank you, Beery. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, he's a looker. I mean, goodness.
I know. Yes.
Wow, I'm almost like proud of you.
Thank you,
Toriel,
Tariel.
Commander, you feeling all right?
Bit seasick. Hey.
Oh yeah, the tides and all of that,
Yeah.
right? Well,
no.
Well, I
He's
can't think of a better time to go to bed. Good night, everybody. I'll see you.
Good night,
Oh,
Sangaya.
it's still the
well,
morning.
Captain.
Still
It
the
is
morning?
fully still the
Perfect.
morning. You woke up and started drinking.
What else are you going to do on the river?
That's a very
Fair point.
river thing to do.
It's a pirate's life. He knows. Oh,
There it is.
Oh, well, I don't remember how to play this. I've been drinking.
this is incredible.
I lost it.
Good.
What? Wait, Toriel.
Yeah.
I mean, are you looking a little green behind the gills a little bit? You feeling all right?
Well, everything I know is wrong. But
What do you mean?
Don, how off the record here, or not off the record? Obscure Lord of the Rings facts.
Mm-hmm.
Thranduil had a wife.
Yes.
She's dead now.
Yes.
Mm.
How long has that been thus?
We don't know. Between my own personal headcanon and Chris's, it's been long enough.
How long is long enough?
Hundreds of years, right?
Hundreds of years. At
I was about-
Tariel's a
as-
little baby
as
elf
long-
at 600. Had she ever known Thranduil's wife?
Ooh.
Oh,
That's-
in this instance, I'm actually going to let the dice decide this one. Make me a lore check. You have favor.
Because
Oh,
did
here we go.
Legolas know his mother?
We actually don't get Legolas's mother's name or any information
Well,
about her.
that was kind of like where I was placing the age, that
Mhm.
as long as Legolas has been alive, she has not been there.
I think that is fair to say, but I
Okay.
believe they made up Legolas's age for the movies, and he does not have an official age in the books.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay,
I
sorry. I,
did
was
not know
rolling with favor, not ill favor. Right? Did you say
Yes,
it
you
was-
are rolling
okay.
with favor. Elves are
Okay.
rolled in favor.
Okay, sorry. 10, 16, 19.
19. You're just old enough to kind of say, hey, I've seen you around, but you probably have never spoken to her
It's
before
just
she
a little,
passed.
little baby
Little
elf.
baby elf,
A
yeah.
little baby elf. Okay, so she won't. It's just like I never thought that he would get over her. I didn't think he could do it. And by do it, she doesn't mean get over her. She means
No,
express an emotion.
I
What did you do? And again, she does not mean that sexually. What? How did you possess
no, no.
him?
He
What?
doesn't. Howard doesn't take it that way at all.
Yeah.
He kind of looks a little, I think, sober. Thranduil was a complicated being who I will not say is over. That didn't come across. What we had was not. It was surface level. I knew him for the blink of an eye.
I know. How long were you in Mirkwood?
Not that long at all.
Like 3 days.
I was
Yeah.
just about to say a couple.
I mean,
of-
to be fair, like a couple of those days we were prisoners. So I mean,
I was a prisoner there my whole life. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Who is this elf? My goodness.
The Lord of Mirkwood.
A king.
Indeed.
Oh, I've had a few kings in my day.
Not like this, you haven't.
we summoned his army. Hopefully
Excuse
he's
me?
moving south.
You hear Havari
Oh,
look
there's so
over
many-
at you and
so many
say,
jokes.
"You be good, be good." You're
Perhaps you will meet him.
You're gonna look over at Havari and say, "You can summon an army?
Just the one.
Just the one? How many elves are coming?
It
Hopefully.
depends how many kings we've laid.
How
She'll
many
drink.
of those?
Yes, are there any more that I should know about?
No, it was I don't want to go into too much detail, but it had been a while for me as well. This isn't something I generally just give out.
I didn't know that you could hug, Hallowith.
You hear
I suppose that's
Sangaya
fair.
pipe up in the back. I'll hug you.
What is this? Where? How have we gotten here?
I
We've
don't
lost
know.
the plot. This isn't
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings
completely.
anymore. This is just friends on a boat.
It had to
Yeah.
happen.
I feel like we've learned a very valuable lesson here today. You know what that lesson is? Is that next time we woo some elven king, we share. And with share, I mean the super special wine.
Hmm.
I'm upset.
Havari
I
looks
didn't-
over at real quick. Sorry, Zach.
No, go for it.
Havari looks over at you, Tanel, and says, "Does Beery mean the wine or the other thing?"
No, the actual wine.
Okay. I wasn't
And you, and she'll turn to Tanel.
And another thing.
If that is indeed the lesson that we're to learn, is there anything that you would like to share with the class, Tanel?
It was a kiss upon the forehead, and that was
Oh
all.
my God!
Wait, who kissed who?
I don't know what came over me.
That's way
I-
worse than mine. That's just.
I don't.
10. You rascal.
Let's try and keep this PG, Tin, please.
I have lost control of this programming.
Oh, wait, 10. Who
This is-
was the culprit?
I.
You king. Another elven king, I see.
The queen of
You hear Sangaya pipe
Rohan.
up.
Of Rohan.
Oh, my goodness.
Tanel,
Yes.
Havari, the daggers staring at you with her eyes could not be sharper. You-
This is all very new for me.
Well, what?
For once, I'm with her.
Take a fellowship point. Yeah.
18 now.
Eight,
Yep.
18.
We're at 18.
You two have been so busy.
And you.
It was a single night.
Wait, hang on. Who's and youing? Wait, who are you and
Now Tariel is and-youing to Beery.
What did I do?
Anything that we need to know about the king under the mountain?
No, of course not.
Oh,
No.
sure.
Make me an insight check, Tanel. Sorry, Tariel.
He's really
What?
only half serious about this. It's just like,
I know.
is she the only one in the party who hasn't stooped royalty at this point? Like, okay, sorry, I'm doing insight.
Tanel's still in the corner, just
Beery's
Wait,
just
you have to tell
beaming
me
up
what
into
she
this from
like.
10.
What's her name? Rohan? Wait, so the girl. I
20.
don't know. 20.
The dice are giving now.
You mentioned the king of Erebor,
Yes, I did.
and you notice, Beery, what kind of involuntary reaction do you have in your facial expression to
No
or would you
sheepishness.
like to roll for it? Would you like to try and make a persuasion? check?
No. He's not good at hiding things. Yeah, sheepishness, guilt,
Mhm.
shame.
Okay. You have that thread.
Wha-
I think at this point you're going to hear Sangaya pop up. We are asking so many questions, and there's not been a hammer throw in all night. It's day.
Should we throw the hammer?
I would like to, and she grabs it and throws it, and it goes wildly off course. I'm gonna make a roll. With ill favor. That's a 3 for her. So as long as you
Or
7.
are we dodging?
Oh yeah, no,
geez.
sorry.
geez.
Throwing it was
Ugh,
not like a
An eye of
danger.
Sauron.
I got a 9.
Oh,
You got an eye too?
No, 9.
Oh, 9. Okay.
Ooh,
Alois,
this is gonna get
That was
good.
amazing. Oh, me again. Okay.
Natariel.
Oh. Tario. And
No.
he looks Tario.
I
again,
haven't kissed
he's-
any kings or queens, if that's what you're about to ask.
Then who is your type, Tario?
So, and a fun, obscure Lord of the Rings fact: technically, Keeley is royalty.
I'm going to end you.
Oh no.
Love you too.
Who is my type?
Yeah, what sort of people, beings do you go for?
It's presumptuous. What if I
If
go
at
for
all.
no one?
Well, then that's your answer.
I choose myself, Halwith.
Self-love, I can appreciate that.
Don't you start.
I feel like this game is. I gave you the answer you requested. I don't know why you're so angry.
I'm not upset at you. I'm not. I'm frankly relieved to know that you're capable of elvish emotion. He's my boss, Halloweth. He's my boss.
He's. I think. I may be presumptuous again. I really think you need to get laid.
I
Horror.
love this game.
Horror across to no
Sure.
space.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh
kidding.
I was like, I get to rebut that. Are
Uh,
you volunteering?
That completely catch. Hang on, I need to roll this.
my god.
That will completely catch Halloweth
Janelle.
off guard. Hang on.
Zach's eyes.
What the
about fell
hell
in
would
this
I roll?
game.
I was like, I don't know. Would he? I've never. Oh my god.
I
this
don't
is a
honestly.
this is a
I don't even
personal
know if
choice
she's
for you.
serious.
There
Yeah,
I
you know
feel
what? I
like-
don't think
to be a
I don't
roll
think he's
here.
even gonna roll for
I
it.
think
He's,
now
there's no.
what's
This
happening-
is RP. It's not rolling.
I
No.
think we're in a game of chicken at this point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It's at that point in the hot tub for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He'll kind of choke back that and go. If that's the question you're asking, you'll have to find out.
Emotions. Weird ones. Okay, sure. That's it. Cool. So she just looks around and is like, whose turn is it to throw the hammer?
Perhaps we should take.
Before
a
we
break.
get to that,
Yeah.
Oh,
because I was gonna make a little rolly roll, and I just want to show you that I did
no.
roll a
That's
Gandalf.
that's a Gandalf.
For
That is a
what?
Gandalf.
For what?
For why? For why? Pourquoi?
I'll volunteer.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Does it always get weird on ships? This is my first time.
Oh yes, I have so many stories.
Oh no. Oh. We're in too deep.
I don't know what Tariel would do.
Okay, take your time. Take a second. If this is Charlotte, just stepping back as Dawn. If this is too much,
It's not too much. I want to know what she would do. I know what I would do.
yeah.
Mhm.
Describe her again.
I know what Zach would do.
I'm gonna bring up her mini.
Show me your mini. I know how covered in blood is she right now? Like,
Oh no, she's washed. She's
Cool.
fully a full person now.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's a shame. Halloweth.
What? It's hot. If they can, the more they look like they can kill me, the hotter it is. Okay.
That's-
I think-
you know,
I think
that
they
is
can
a
Oh my
fair
god.
assessment.
It's
Oh,
That's so
true.
true.
I love the kind of woman that will actually just
really
kill
kill me.
For those listening on the podcast, everything is torn and ripped and clearly stolen from a mishmash of everything she's ever had. There's a sword on her back, a sword at her side, a rapier in her hand on this mini. There's a small crow on her mini because I was joking about Rook the Raven. An eye patch, large earrings, a very pronounced chin, and very, very sharp cheekbones.
Yeah.
She can
Carmen-
pick you up and
know.
throw you.
I know.
How old is
Remind
she?
me.
In human terms?
She's like in her
Sangaya?
50s, isn't she?
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
Didn't you say she was like in her 50s?
Yeah, 40s or 50s, yeah.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I always imagine her as like 70.
No, not quite. The voice is a little gravelly, but
It's
yeah,
very
Sangaya?
Barbosa. The voice.
that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
She has not agreed to come with us to Mordor, correct?
No.
She's taking us as far as Minas Tirith.
That is the plan.
Sangaya, the queen of the seas. As flattered as I am, I'm afraid I reserve my heart for the bravest, and regrettably, I save my loins for the bravest as well.
Make me a persuasion check.
I don't know what
My.
Howard has to deal with this information.
Yeah.
Oh, Tanel has slowly started backing out of the circle
Well,
and grabs the back of Havari's shirt and
Wait, no, I want to
slowly
stay.
pulls her.
Stop. No, I want
okay, well, that's a 6. Okay, 12, 16, 21 with a 6.
You're gonna watch Sengaya's eyes narrow. You trying to recruit me for your little adventure?
I'm not trying to recruit you for anything. You asked a question and I answered it. If you would like to be recruited, then that is entirely up to you.
Very well. I'll have to think about that one. It's not often I risk my life for a kiss.
Not even an immortal's kiss?
Oh. When you say it like that, what do you want?
Mordor.
No.
Oh, well.
Wait. Convince me. Make it worth my while. Your lips are lush, but your army is what interests me.
My army is not currently available, as you can see.
No, but they may be soon, and I may have use of them.
They are not yours to command.
I know. That's why I said to make it worth my while. I have my own enemies in my own lands, and should we survive all of this, it will take an army to get it back.
The armies of Mirkwood will not be your personal mercenaries on some quest of revenge. At any price.
Very well. Let me think about it then. And the silence from her continues. I
That's
will.
not what else is there to say?
Yeah,
yeah.
there's an impasse. There's an impasse.
She'll
right
just
here.
say, do that.
Well, my goodness. Anyways, and throws the hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hammer!
Here's what I would like to do. I'm just going
Yeah.
to check in with my players real quick. We have sort of come to the crescendo, shall we
Yeah.
say, of this. Would we like to do one more, or would we like to fade to black in
I
this
think we
moment
can
and continue throughout our day?
I'm cool to
Mhm.
fade to black.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That feels like a good stopping
Yeah,
point.
that's a good moment to sort of
Feels
switch
natural.
things.
Yeah, Tanel
Yeah.
just gives Havari
Yeah.
a sword and is like, let's. Come
Oh,
on.
are
Time to
you?
spar.
Yeah. Everybody, give me one more awareness check with ill favor to see how hungover and day drunk you're going to be.
Ooh, boy.
But before the other day commences,
Okay.
for the rest of the day, the night after this game, because I believe he has the little diamond that
He does. Yes.
Okay.
The glowing
he's
diamond.
gonna be spending like pretty much that day just like looking at it,
Mhm.
twirling it in his fingers. Just
Are you looking for anything specific
well,
about the diamond? I mean, is there a?
just studying it, not in like looking for something in it, just contemplative.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Tariel and Halloweth. Anything you two, or sorry, awareness checks. Sorry, totally missed that. What did we all roll?
Gandalf. Mine.
Sober as the day you were born.
Apparently so.
Beat it by 2.
Okay, Beery. Got
Likewise.
it. All right, cool. Tariel.
23 with a 6.
You've all had some stuff to drink, but you got the day ahead of you. It's not too strong. Sengaya didn't spike it too much, but you're all with your little with your, what's the word I'm looking for? You all have your faculties about you, and you continue throughout the day. I am going to cut to a couple of scenes here to progress the storyline. I will also give you all the opportunity. If there's anything you would like to do on the 3 to 4 days of this boat excursion, let me know. We will start with you, Tanel. I am going to give you a couple of options here because just like Halbarad did with you, you have the opportunity to train Havari. And I would like to ask you, what are you training her in? Because it is going to affect her character sheet.
I do think that Tanel will focus on the sword work because she missed, but she knows how to hold an arrow. It's the sword work that she is missing, in Tanel's opinion.
I will remind you, Tori, not necessarily Tanel. When she missed, you got the impression that it was not typical for her in the way she was defending herself. You would also remember another rope or the arrow tied to the rope, saving your friends after the first one snapped. And I think that will kind of jog your memory in that you get an inkling that perhaps her skill is what she claims it to be in that instance. You don't need to do anything with this. This is just, I think, something I would like to remind you of as it happened.
I think, I do think she'll still train her with the sword.
Okay, sounds good.
Because it is, in Tanel's mind, it is paying the training forward.
Okay,
basically.
Sounds good. I'm going to have you make a series of rolls, depending on how well you roll. It will affect her character sheet in a few ways. Make me an athletics check, please.
How many I need?
And also, just so you know, the way this is going to work, I'm going to have you make one skill check for each of the 3 columns. So 1 strength check, 1 heart check, and 1 wit. So in this case, it's athletics.
17 with a 6 on one of the die. And so I beat it by 3.
Okay, that's going to help. Hang on. 7, 10, 16. She's a little winded. After about a half hour, you see it's hot out. The sun is like directly on you. There's no clouds. She's panting a little bit, but she keeps going. I will now ask you to make me either a battle check, an enhearten check, or an insight check. They're going to do 3 different things. I will tell you right now. Enhearten is going to increase her belief in herself. Battle is going to increase her ferocity in fighting. And insight is going to tell you something about Havari's mind.
I think I might do enhearten.
Go ahead and make an enhearten check. Actually, you know what? I'll give you advantage. You admitted to the Eowyn kiss. She trusts you more. Take favor. I reward good role play.
I just got it by 1 more. 19. So beat it by 4.
Okay. 4. Thank you. Sorry, I have to do some math.
No, you're fine.
And
I'm counting on my fingers, so don't worry.
Finally, I would like to ask, would you like her to make either a persuasion? Would you like to increase her persuasion or her scan? I'm going to have you make that check to see if you can teach. Because you succeeded the enhearten, I am giving you the option. You can make her a stealthy archer type, or you can make a scan where she is surveying the battlefield as more of a sword-related person.
Scan and persuade, or scan and stealth, you said?
I'm sorry. Scan or stealth. Scan or stealth.
Stealth.
Stealth? Okay, go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Because I don't want her to be able to sneak away if it gets too much.
This is cool. Training montage.
I had to figure out how to make 3 days
Lost
into...
that dice.
I love it.
Go for it. Thanks.
Oh, fuck.
What?
It's an Eye of Sauron.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. It's... Tanel, you're on
devastating.
a boat. You're on a boat. It's really hard to teach someone to hide on a thing that's only like 50 feet wide. It's like, I can hide in bushes. I know. I'm sorry.
Maybe you just need a better cloak.
Yeah, I do better in trees, honestly. I feel like if I have the high ground, I can, and there's no, I mean, technically we're on dead trees, but that's not important.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
The important thing really truly is if it gets to be too much,
Mm.
run.
That's funny. I said the same thing to my sister when we met all of you.
Well, it is good advice.
Yeah.
I
What if I don't want to run anymore?
You don't have to.
Okay. Thanks. Have you seen my sister? And Halloweth, I'm actually going to cut to a question for you. Do
Ooh.
you spend any other time in the crow's nest in the 3 or 4 days that you are?
Absolutely, it's his happy
Okay.
place.
All right, cool. I'm going to say in this sort of scene that we're having, it's sort of happening at once. You're in the crow's nest and you're watching
Mm.
Tanel do her thing with Havari. Pirates are all around. Sangaya's fiddling about. Beery's twiddling his fingers, got something in his hand. You are going to hear some noises as you hear someone coming up the ladder for the gangplank. Or not the gangplank, the crow's nest. Excuse me.
He's gonna peer over very slowly to look down.
It's Havari's sister.
Hello, may I help you?
Hi. Are you up here alone, being quiet and away from everyone else?
Yes.
Can I also be quiet and away from everyone else up here with you?
Yes.
She nods, goes to the opposite side of the crow's nest, sits down, and just kind of peers out.
Told us her name. What is her name?
That's a really great question. Hang on one second,
the-
because
I
I
want to
have
say
to
it
check my.
starts with
Hold
an
on, hold on.
L. I think it's
This is the
Pella.
Pella.
Hella.
Pella.
Hella,
Hella?
Hella, yeah.
Hello.
This is
P.
part of the house party when the introverts find each other and they find like the shed to hide in.
The cat.
It's
or
not the
something.
Yeah, I
dog
was-
that they're obsessing
yeah.
with. It's the crow's nest
Yeah.
in solitude.
Hella, is it?
She nods.
He's silent for a long time, and he just takes a little, like, thing out of his pocket. Lembas bread?
It's elf bread. Yeah.
What other bread would it be?
I don't know. I've never heard of Limbus bread before.
Oh,
But you're an elf and you're handing me bread, so
yes.
she just takes it. She takes it,
Elvish.
nibbles it.
It's Elvish.
Stuffs the
to
whole
fill
thing
the
in her
stomach.
mouth. That was really good.
I was. How do you feel?
Fine. Normal.
Kids do
Okay.
eat like hobbits. Oh no.
Oh, does he just?
Just a
she
burp.
just-
Just a burp.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. And turns about face, looks out at the water again.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fine. He's not going to say anything else. He's impressed a little bit, but nah, he doesn't. If Halbert doesn't feel the need to say anything, he absolutely won't. So,
And neither does she. The two of you spend
great.
a couple hours just in silence, looking
Okay.
out.
Right. After the silence, Halworth starts to go down because he feels like he should be at least part of the ship maintenance.
Is it okay if I stay
Side of it.
here?
Yes, little one, you can.
I'm not that little.
You
I mean, sorry.
take all the time you need, little one. And he goes down.
Tariel, Beery, anything else you all would like to do?
For the next day or so, I don't know
Mhm.
how long we want to cover the time. I'd say that Tariel is kind of making herself as scarce as one can be on a ship of this size, which is not very. She's not actively hostile to anybody. She's just very in her own head for a while and will be as helpful as she can be to the crew, doing a lot of chores around the ship. And then maybe in the mornings, you'll see her practicing with her knives. If there's other sparring going on, maybe she's taking that time to do that. But otherwise, just largely keeping to herself.
Halloweth?
On the
Don't look
mornings
like
that
that. I don't like you looking like that.
on the mornings that Tariel's like practicing, Halueth's gonna make a point of changing his shirt when she's in view.
Come the
Just-
fuck on.
not like looking at her, but just making sure that it's like, you know, that she would see him even and make it he's not looking at her. Like he's just you know, he's just changing his shirt.
Yeah.
But
Halloweth?
Hey.
Halloweth?
like, it's a game of chicken. I'm not losing. I am not losing this.
Halloweth, what scars do you
Oh.
show?
Oh fuck.
You didn't think I was letting you out of this one, did you?
No.
Haha.
He's pretty torn up. Like he's pretty like it kind of slashes and some look small but deep. Others are more surface level but long. There's like a big one coming across like his shoulder.
Very allegorical for you to say that. Yeah.
It's yeah. It's pretty torn up. But they look old. There's no real new ones that look fresh.
Okay.
The
You
first
have a
time,
moment to respond. Yeah, sorry.
I would say, the first time. How much time do you want to cover, Dawn? Are we just summarizing the
So
intervening
basically
days?
we're summarizing about 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
The whole time, not just
Yeah.
the next 24 hours.
No.
First time you do this, she gives you a look
He doesn't see
without
it.
breaking stride, just death glare, sets her jaw, turns just ever so slightly away from you, and like now she's super practicing, just really focused on what she's doing. Do you do this every morning?
Almost routinely.
The second time you do this, she fully pretends not to see you.
Again,
I think
Halloweth
this-
isn't looking at Tario at all, so he's not looking
Sure.
to see a reaction at all.
Sure. But is he like deliberately like climbing down from the crow's nest or coming out of his tent or whatever, or his
No,
hammock or
He
whatever?
comes
So-
down,
so-
takes his shirt off, goes
He's-
back
Yeah,
up.
what's the
No, he's not. No, so he's not sleeping in the crow's nest anymore. It's pretty small. So he's sleeping down with everyone else. It's just that when he rises, he gets out of the cabin or wherever he was like staying, or he does his ablutions, and then while he's still like after his fresh faced, he then puts his shirt back on to clean.
Has he
fresh
done this
shirt.
at any other time during our journey?
Certainly more private, like he would then put a shirt like put a shirt on before he comes out of the cabin or whatever, that kind of
Okay.
stuff. Or wherever he's washing up in either a river, he routinely washes first and then then dresses. That's
Live chat's just having a fucking field day with
Do
this.
do Beery and or Tanel happen to notice this difference?
Hmm.
Do you want to make awareness checks?
You know what? Yeah. I want the
No, so-
awareness check.
This was meant to just be a
decide.
way to fuck with you, but
Yeah.
I'm like,
We're all
this is
again.
fun,
It's
yeah.
not a big boat.
No,
Now-
true.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get to what Beery was gonna be doing,
Oh,
and this
yeah. Oh,
plays
yeah,
in
please.
perfect.
Yeah.
So, Beery, ever since the game, has been studying the diamond, right? That's now glowing. Very just thoughtful, but every morning when Tariel is practicing, he's just scribbling down notes, doing his schematics, doing his normal Beery stuff, but using those mornings very productively.
Alright, sounds good.
But he does not notice. Does not notice him.
Fair. Awareness check from Tinel, or have we?
Couldn't unmute myself. It's a Gandalf, so
Oh wow, of course.
Yeah.
see that little 12
Yeah.
there.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Tanel doesn't have a reaction. She's just kind of like, okay. And it's just, oh, that's odd, but yeah, it's a
So
small
s-
boat.
Wow.
Okay.
not catching on at all.
No,
That's fair.
not at all.
Okay. But the
Mhm.
fact that like it does that anybody else seems to have noticed, the fact that it seems odd will confirm to Tariel that she's not insane. This is a new behavior. Um,
He's almost gaslighting Taria by taking his
yeah.
shirt off.
Yeah. What the hell,
Oh.
man? I thought we understood our friendship and now I don't understand anything at all.
You started this.
You started this when you
I did
banged my boss.
What? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, if that's what you count as starting it, then I suppose. But like,
This is
It
great,
is-
Tim.
there was
it
nothing.
is
This was not in his
literally-
mind until you said something, and now it's like he's hype. He's like,
Now
this
you're
is-
being a jerk about it.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Halloweth. Yeah, so the second time she ignores you. Pointed very, very obviously not ignoring you. Or very obviously ignoring you. And then the third day you come aboard or come out on the deck to do this, you'll find that Tariel has already taken her shirt off and is just wearing a wrap. Just wrapped. She's got scars too, bitch.
Oh
He's
my
going,
god!
he's then just gonna put a shirt on, and then he's gonna look to see if there is like reaction. He's then just going to
Without
just,
breaking
just lean.
stride, she's looking out over the side of the boat while she's practicing all of her moves, and she will say, "Good morning, Halloweth."
and he's leaning against the side, just morning.
That's it. Just keep doing her thing.
Yep, he's just gonna watch, and then he's gonna so they move off and says, "Looking good."
Thank you. I've had some practice.
Hang
She's
on.
gonna act like it's about the knives.
He's gonna pretend that it is.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you'd like to learn?
Chat drink because Don is gone. Don is fully broken.
I fully accepted that I lost control of this episode about 45 minutes ago,
Mhm.
but we
Oh,
are
an
in
hour.
uncharted
it's a
territory.
long. This is, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I could reel you in, but no. This goes on for 4 days.
Yeah.
And for 4 days, it's tension after tension after tension. And after some of that tension ends, Beery,
Oh, does it?
as it continues,
It's just
Beery,
escalated.
Sengaya is going to come up to you
Oh,
as
no.
you're sort of doing your schematic stuff. Master Beery,
As he like all of a sudden is surprised by a presence that literally anybody else in the world exists after seeing Tariel doing this stuff. Hey, Captain, how are you doing? Also, he is endured the worst sunburn
oh yeah, bright red,
ever.
bright red, just
Right,
beat.
just
Oh yeah.
lobster.
Subterranean people in the sun, not so much.
Or he's a little bit embarrassed. Oh, hey, Captain, hey, you snuck up on me, yeah?
I have a really good stealth roll. No, sorry. I couldn't. Every so often, I got to break the fourth wall, and that was my option.
My brain instantly, I'm starving. I said red as a lobster, and you said a good stealth roll. I'm now really hungry for a lobster roll.
Oh,
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. Don, please continue.
Oh, you're fine. Sengaya is gonna look over at you, look over at these two elves who are either flirting or about to kill each other, or
Peacocking.
both. And he's
I am warm. I need to take this off. Hang on, I need to take a jumper off.
for those of you that are
It's
maybe
really warm.
on the podcast, it's really warm in Zach's house, and it has nothing to do with the fact that the last hour and a half has just been maybe the third horniest we've ever been on this show. Beery, Sengaya is gonna look at you and say, are you enjoying the show as well?
I'm studiously engineering some schematics, actually.
Oh yes, I can
And
see
all
that.
of this is for research and perpetuity, obviously.
What are you making?
Just a A little knick-knack, a little something I've been working on. Yeah, just,
Dwarf things.
something utilitarian.
Quite right. Master Beery, I confess that was not the reason I came over to see you.
Oh, well, we spill the beans.
You
It's a
mentioned
colloquial
something.
term for marable. A
Oh.
lot of beans.
Oh. Farmland. Lots of farmland where your people are.
Well, things that like to grow
Grow
down
under.
deep,
Oh, I've not had much experience underground. Also, Don doesn't know where beans grow, so that's just fuck me, I guess.
Don.
I'm so sorry.
Where do you think they come from? The
I
bean
don't
tree?
know. I've never looked at a bean.
bean tree.
plant. I've grown string beans, but in like a pot,
That-
and it grows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's its own plant. It's a little.
Yeah, it's a plant, but not
Yeah.
like deep underground. I grew it in my kitchen when I was 12 for a science project. That's my only experience with growing beans. Anyway, Singaya is going to completely get us back on track. Thank you.
Brush
And
up on your beans, man.
Singaya is going
Beans
to
about beans. Come on.
Singaya going to discounts drink live chat. Singaya is going to look at you and say, Master Beery, I confess it was not the only reason I came over here. You mentioned something during our drinking discussion, shall we call it. You said you stole things, but you stole things to make them better.
Well, I like to feel like I borrowed them because I give them back, but only more useful now.
Funny, I said the same to a local lord about 10 years ago when I stole from his coffers. What I mean to say is, Master Beery, sometimes stealing is not always a bad thing.
That's what I've been saying.
Indeed. To that end, should we survive this, I feel as though I could use someone like you on my crew.
I mean, well, wait, I need to check in with my friends before I go spelunking anywhere else.
Oh, we'll not be spelunking, we'll be sailing to my lands.
I'm sorry, yeah, you're right. Now, where would you want to go after all of this?
Well, I imagine I'll have a hefty pot of gold from Ercurion and his father. That should give me enough money to buy the loyalty of, say, half a dozen lords in my land. The thing about it is, there's more than one pirate ruler. We're a fractured people. And I would like to reunite them, if I could.
Interesting bonding. Oh, I love this. Well, I mean, I'm glad that I'm relieved. I thought for a second that you were asking me to be a thief for you. No, that's not what I do.
No. I would never label you a thief, just as you would never label me a thief for taking things back that were once my father's and my father's father's and my mother's and her mother, and so on and so forth. Family heirlooms, you see.
But if you're interested in forging bonds, I mean, I'd be a complete hypocrite if I was not just to be like, oh yeah, let's go. Yeah, I love forging new bonds. I mean, look out there on that deck, and he points to his friends. You see that?
No, he doesn't do that. Sorry.
For those on the podcast, Halloweth did the cutest wave.
No, that was just Zach being an idiot. Sorry. Ignore that. That was completely. I didn't mean to do that.
In my life, I've never known much friendship, like kinship, real kinship, even with my people. Beside my mom and all that. But here, with this lot, there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. Have you found that yourself? I know you have crew and all that, but have you found unbreakable bonds before?
Once. And she stares off into the distance, just for a second. Once. Always time to find another. Of course, we do not have the luxury of immortality, you and I.
It's true. It is true. Traveling with, elves and all these things, time is just such a different, I don't know, subject.
Indeed. But it makes the time we do have all the more important.
It's true. Make it count, right?
Make it count and leave the world, or your world, better than it was when you were born.
That's quite wise of you, Captain.
I am quite a learned woman, despite my appearance and the occasional bloodshed.
Aye, both those things go hand in hand. Don't you worry about a damn thing. I think you look great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, so Captain, when are we getting to this fabled Minas Tirith, eh?
Lanto from the crow's
Yeah.
nest. You hear a cry as one of the pirates up there sees the river begin to narrow. As ahead of you, you see a village. And it's small, and there's about 24, huts, shacks, kind of poor. But there are people around, and they are up and about and walking. And they see the boat. They wave. Singaya waves back. They don't appear to be in any danger.
Ooh, okay. Are they carrying weapons that we recognize? Are
They
they
are.
carrying symbols we recognize?
You do see far off in the distance, one of them has a Gondorian crest on a flag.
Danelle is confused, and
Mhm.
she kind of looks to everyone and starts elf eyes scanning.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
serious. Like she's now seeing
me a scan check. Yeah.
beyond.
Yeah.
This is
I think
not
so
what she
too.
expected.
No.
Okay, lost one. 18. Beat it by
With an
7.
Okay. With an 18, you scan out, and in the distance, there are more villages, towns, small little things, like Bree-sized looking things, half the size of Bree, some even smaller than that. But as you make your way up the river, as these villages pass you by, you see that the people are safe. And some of the villages are worse for wear. It looks as though there has been conflict there, but you have essentially a normal looking situation in front of you where there are people doing farming, doing the various like tasks that they need to.
Like
Let's
the
go
lo-
ashore. Let's go say hi.
Barry,
Oh,
no. This is not right.
I just went ahead and did a scan check,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
a 19 with a 6, looking specifically for signs of animals.
You do see some animals. There's a young kid with a dog that you see at one of the villages, a couple of cows. A few people are riding on horses along what seems to be a dirt path.
Where are we exactly?
You are probably a few hours ride from Minas Tirith.
They had to have sworn fealty to him. Right? That's the only way. It's not. And there's like a little bit of rage bubbling up almost.
We don't know that.
Yeah, not necessarily. We need to find out exactly what's happened here. Or
Shall
what
I pull
hasn't.
alongside on the shore? We speak to them. Arrows at the ready, of course.
I think that would be wise.
Yes.
Very well. And she brings the boat along the shore, and there's an elderly woman, probably like 70 or 80, that is just sort of sitting there and gazes out at you, raises a hand. Good morn, masters. I recognize a Dol Amrothi ship when I see one. Whereabouts are you headed? So north and armed as ye are.
I'll defer to Halloweth here.
Mhm.
We are headed towards the White City, but
Oh,
we assumed there was conflict and strife in these parts.
quite
You seem
right.
well.
Quite right. Well, we are quite well. I can't speak for the city. It's been under much torment and peril and a great ring of trees. No one can get through. But we've not seen word or sign of them for many, many months. But I tell you true, sir, an elf lady on a horse galloped through this village with an army of undead spirits behind her, the likes of which I had only heard of in tale. Oh, we'd felt something wrong in the world. Our animals, many betrayed us, many fled, and those that stayed were of something terrified and afeared. And at night, the danger. We'd have to lock ourselves in. We were afraid of walking out our own front door, but she saved us. She saved all of us, and she points out towards the west, all of the western parts of Gondor. We're free
Yes.
once more.
I'm glad to hear it. The sight, although a fearful one, brings me much joy.
Oh, me husband nearly had a heart attack, but my goodness, what a sight it was, Master Elf. What a sight it was.
I can
Where
only
did she
imagine.
go? Where was she headed?
She said she was off to the Minas Tirith, and I imagine if you are going that way, you'll see her quite soon. You're not but a few hours' ride on horseback from here.
That we
Good
are.
lady.
Hmm.
Sorry.
No, by all means.
Good lady.
Hmm.
Do your animals still speak?
Oh, they used to. But not a few days ago. There was some sort of commotion, and some of them lost the power of speech. It was just the evil ones, the ones that wanted to eat us most, that would whisper things in our ears. The crows, they would tell us of our worst deeds, and the wolves, they wanted to snap us up and eat us, and they told us, right? But then our dogs started talking, and our cows. And there was a moment of great commotion and a great light near our waters, and then it was over. And some speak and some do not, and we know not what caused it, but there is a different feel in the air. I feel it in me bones.
I imagine you would. It is a deep magic which has been slowly reawakening.
No doubt about that, Master Elf. No doubt about that.
Tell me, do you feel safe here?
I do. We all do.
There is a darkness coming from the east, as there so often is in these lands. Please, the moment you feel unsafe, or the moment you feel even remotely threatened, I need you to head as west as you possibly can. Do you understand me?
I do. Am I right in thinking you, may have had a hand in our salvation, sir?
And he looks back to his group and he says, "We are doing our best."
Well, then you have my thanks. What food and stores we have left are yours if you need some.
That's very kind. I shall try and refrain from completely devouring the entire stores, as we have some very hungry pirates not 10 meters behind me.
Oh,
However,
I don't quite know if you'd be welcome here if they're the kind of pirates I know, sir. You
Ariel
understand
will-
me? It's years of prejudice.
And Tariel just lean into Halloweth at this point
Mm.
and just say, is it needful for us to go ashore with Minas Tirith so close?
No, I was not planning on staying long at all, if at all. We thank you for your hospitality, but please keep the food and provisions for yourself. You may need them, especially if you must make camp somewhere else. Keep yourselves healthy, keep yourselves as happy as possible, and we will do our best to rid the land of whatever shadow ails you.
Quite right, and thank you kindly, masters. Tell me, has there been any word from beyond the White Mountains, the rest of Middle-earth? How fares the land?
I think it's best you not know. A
Oh,
lot has changed, a lot for the worse.
I'm an
but-
old woman. I know exactly what you mean when you don't say nothing.
Very
Say no
well.
more.
Again, thank you for your hospitality. We will be on our way. Please look out for the animals.
Good fortune go with you.
We all appreciate that. And he's going to climb back aboard and just say to Sengaya, onwards.
Indeed. Onwards. And a few hours later,
Wait, can I just do? I feel like we need
Please,
a
please,
moment for a
please.
quick reaction here because
yeah,
this
go
is
ahead.
Oh,
a
please.
lot.
Yeah, I'm not, we don't, not
Yeah.
necessarily just go into that.
Yeah, I just think that, I mean, Tariel at least will turn to the rest of you, and she is, I won't say she's literally shining, but she is like figuratively radiant with optimism. And she
Mhm.
will just say, she was here. She was here. And she's alive.
I know.
She was.
It worked.
And the animals. She just looks at Gorge and the rats and then turns to Nell and says, there are greater powers in this world. Perhaps they are on our side.
I would hope so. I'm still wrapping my head around it. I didn't think I'd see it look like this.
Tangaya, can this thing go any faster?
Oh, yes. And
Mhm.
a few hours later, on your right, the much disheveled, nearly leveled, but still standing city of Osgiliath stands on one side of the
Ooh.
river. And to your left, from beyond the corner as the river turns, is Minas Tirith. And the city itself is massive. It's 7 tiers, the citadel, the wall sort of sticking out into the center so that you can see where Denethor jumped off and all that. But it looks very different than what our audience would know as the normal Minas Tirith.
I think we've established that I've been here before.
You have
Yes.
been here before. It looks different than the last time that you were here. There are vines growing up the side of each of the levels. You see a few broken trebuchet catapult style ballista looking things. And within Pelennor Fields, you see a scattering of trees standing pretty isolated from each other, but within a piece of land that is churned as though someone just took a giant tiller or tractor and mowed it so that all of the dirt is chewed up.
I was just saying, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so scared by what that means.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. And I'm going to say, as we wrap up here this evening, that as you approach the docks, you see 2 figures. One standing very resplendent, or excuse me, 3 figures. 2 standing very resplendently in full ceremonial regalia that you can tell was not meant to be fought in, but has been fought in. There are dents, there are slashes, there are bruises, there is blood. And between these two people standing with their helmets and spears and capes and armor is a human man, about 30-ish years old, sitting in a chair.
What's he wearing, Don? What's he wearing?
He is wearing
Is it the Tree of
a
Gondor?
Tree of Gondor tabard and a leather tunic. Elves, my face may be known in this city. I leave this to you.
Halloween.
Well, hello!
All you. Okay.
Yeah, is it?
there-
I
there's
mean,
Barry.
There's Barry.
Right, yeah,
Our
Barry, go
leader.
for it.
sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, our leader.
You hear from down below you, I cannot see you, so I imagine that must be the dwarf talking. Is that Master Beery of Erebor?
Oh, wait, you like looks the other like, he knows us.
Your reputation precedes you, Master Dwarf.
That's good. That's good. He like leaps down off of the off the deck, down onto the dock. Well, my reputation precedes me.
Good.
In
good.
front of
Far
you.
a drop
he,
is
like-
that?
he like just nice.
That's like a good 10, 15 foot drop, but
Oh yeah.
you are gonna see, Beery, a youngish man who has lost both of his legs just below the knee, sitting in what looks to be a very rudimentary chair.
I am Beery, and my compatriots, my elven compatriots, are behind me.
Yes, that is Tinel and Halloweth and Commander Toriel. Yes?
It sounds very much like you know us very well, but who are you, my friend?
This, Beery, is Faramir, Steward of Gondor.
You know me.
Your reputation precedes you as well, my lord.
Well, the Lady Arwen speaks quite highly of all of you. Come, we have much to discuss. And that where we are going to end tonight's episode
Oh,
of
Oh,
the
my
Unpredicted
God.
Party.
man.
Finally, something's
Wow.
going great.
That was a lot, y'all.
Oh man.
Oh,
Wow.
Thank you all so much for joining us.
God.
This will probably wind up being 2 parts of an episode. There's yet last
There's
times
so
and then
much.
this
There's a
times
lot.
and
make it 4 hours. Fuck it.
Yeah, or just make it 4
Just
hours.
make it 4 hours. Fuck them.
Oh,
Y'all will
Yes.
listen to this whole thing in one sitting and you'll like it.
That's a
Oh,
Apex
I've
will
gotta
listen
go
to
to
it
bed.
twice.
No,
Apex and a
you-
few others will probably listen to it twice.
Zach's got to
Yeah.
go to bed.
I feel like if you bleep out some of the stuff I said, it will create.
It will make it
more-
a
funnier.
million
I-
times
It's
worse.
so
Just-
funny.
With no context at the beginning, you should do like AO3 tags and then just start this.
Thranduil
Oh,
X
shit.
Halloweth.
Yeah.
A match made in Mirkwood.
Fuck me.
I thought of
Not
that
a
months
fucking
ago.
Wattpad novel, Jesus.
Hang on, I believe we've already had fan fiction written. Didn't someone write
Yes.
Gorge, like from the perspective
Yeah,
of Gorge fan
from the
fiction?
perspective
It was
of
a
Gorge.
Episode 1, it was amazing.
Amazing. I love
It
it.
was a retelling from Gorge's perspective. It's so good.
Who
It's
wrote
so
this?
good. We need the
I
entire
can't remember.
series.
I gotta figure out who. I'll see if I can
I'll
find it
fi-
on
I'll
the
find
Discord
it.
server while
Yeah.
we're doing Unpredicted
Oh, if
Party.
it's in
But
Discord, I can. Okay.
thank you so much, everybody, for watching this mammoth of an episode. We will be back next time as the party arrives at Minas Tirith.
We made it.
Finally.
did it.
We did it.
And
Finally
Arwen
here.
has been winning so
Just
hard.
are
Mhm.
winning. Everybody are winning.
Mhm.
Hashtag are winning.
Hashtag are winning. Chat. Hashtag are winning. I want.
Oh.
Actually, that's the AO3 Wattpad thing.
Yeah.
Hashtag are winning.
Are winning. There you go.
All right. We will see you on Patreon for the Unpredicted After Party. For those of us that will be there, I think it's like 2 or 5 in the morning where you live, Zach. So we will let you get some shut eye. Thank you for sticking with us. I'm sorry this was such a long episode, but you were the one that wanted to take your shirt off, so it's your own fault.
Also,
Anyway,
stop complaining these episodes aren't long enough. Look what we give you. Look what we do.
Oh, look.
Exactly.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a question for you all. Do we build the hype now for our next
Yes.
episode?
Yes. Tell the people.
If you'd
let them
like.
know.
I think I
Mhm.
would like. Join us 2 weeks from now at 7 p.m. when we will be joined by Brennan Lee Mulligan.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right, folks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's a thing. That's happening. That's
Yeah, we
happening.
can't believe it either.
We're not
I don't know if
terrified at
anybody
all.
noticed, but
We
this
don't know
cup
why.
that I've been drinking my alcohol out of the whole time is Brennan's. I know what's going on here.
Oh,
I do.
if we
Oh.
check the total.
As I'm sure live chat is freaking out right now. 2 weeks from now at 7 p.m. Eastern, I expect to see every single one of you here. If you can't make it,
Mhm.
that's okay though. We understand.
Tell your
But
friends.
maybe be here. Maybe be here. Just
Maybe just
You know,
maybe
you never
just
know.
a little
You never
bit.
know.
Pop
And tell
in.
your friends. Tell your friends that we
Yeah. Come
got
on.
Brennan Lee Mulligan on the show.
Gleam.
Oh,
No, I'm doing
do you want to play us
comfort
out,
squeezes
Max?
right now.
Do you want to play
Play
us
us
out?
out.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Join us next week when Brennan Lee Mulligan
All right,
be here
I've been drinking too much.
guesting
I
on the
can't
show.
play anymore.
We'll be back with more accordion and Brendan Lee Mulligan 2 weeks from now at 7 p.m. Eastern, that next Monday, wherever you get your podcasts. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.